Hello and welcome to Opinion Island. I'm Joel.
I'm Angie.
I'm Christina.
And I'm Grant.
And today you may notice our faces.
Here they are.
Look at that.
Hello.
If you're a longtime fan, hey Mom, how are you? You get to enjoy not only our voices but also our faces. So anyways, with that out of the way, let's throw it to Christina because it was her pick this week.
My pick, and I picked Almost Famous.
Almost Famous.
With Kate
Nice.
Hudson.
Kate Hudson. This movie's about a teenager who is a journalist, and he ends up getting to go be a rock journalist and go on tour with the rock band.
Gets to hang out with all the cool people.
All the cool
living a dream
people.
right there. Living a dream.
Fans and their groupies.
Yeah, so that's basically
They're
what it's
called
about.
bandaids.
He gets a job, a journalist job,
Yeah.
and he gets hired by the Rolling Stones, and then he gets to go out on tour with this band, and that's basically what the movie's about.
Yep.
And they get to see all of their fun, crazy
The antics.
ups and downs,
the
the
crazy
antics,
rock and
yeah.
roll life out on the road.
The rock star life.
Yeah, and he's, growing up with one of the most strict moms like in the world, you know what I mean? And has a sister who basically is the reason he even wants to go down this rock and roll path because she's secretly listening to these rock albums, and she's like, "Here, I'm leaving, but here's my stash."
So I want to rewind it though.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Because
movie starts off like the mom and the son walking out of a movie theater, and he's little. He's
Yeah,
tiny.
he's
little.
tiny.
Yeah.
He's tiny.
Mm-hmm.
and there's even a scene with him in the bathroom. I guess it was the school bathroom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And all the kids are noticeably older. And
They're
then
like
there's
got
doing their
mustaches.
they're
hair,
bigger.
Mhm.
Yeah,
mustaches,
so
they're
then
combing
The
beards.
family, mom, daughter, son are in the car and they're driving and the daughter's like, I think it's time. You need to tell him.
Yeah.
Joel, I want you to know, thought that this was going to be a Santa Claus conversation.
Mhm.
And he was like, we gotta wait till Johanna leaves the room. But no, it turns out the mom had been lying to him about his age.
That's a real rude thing to lie to
It
someone
is, but
about.
it's
But
also like,
why?
how?
I didn't-
I mean, how do you lie?
Yeah.
Like
He's
you're
a
clearly
really
half the
smart
size of every other kid. You know what I
And
mean?
even when you're like 1 through 5 before you go to school, you have birthdays and you
Yeah.
remember how
Yeah.
old you are when you're 5.
That's like what you really care about your age when you're a
Yeah.
little kid.
So he
No.
was very surprised to
Yeah.
learn. But I don't understand why she did it.
to make him feel like part of.
I think he was
The
like a
kids.
gifted kid. I think he's
Yeah.
smarter, and so he got moved up, right?
Yeah, he did, but like you said, what's the point of lying?
Yeah, right.
You could still be moved up and know your age.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like,
'Cause
yeah,
I
I'm
think
younger.
that
I'm just
make you
smarter
feel
than
cooler,
idiots.
yeah.
To make you feel like you're I'm
You're part
only
of
1
them.
year away from these guys instead of
Mhm.
like 3 years. Like, what the heck? I'm supposed to
Yeah.
be one of those little dudes?
Yeah.
So he finds out he's 11 and he thinks he's 13.
Mhm.
And
He
then
The way he says
he had
it,
a
he's
couple
like,
5-year
I'm
birthdays,
11.
right? Yeah.
11? Yeah, that's so funny. I remember thinking the mom was so old looking in the movie, like when I saw it for the first time.
Oh.
And this time I saw, like looking through different eyes, I was like, oh, she looks so young.
How our perspective
I
changes.
know.
That's so funny.
But after that, the sister comes home.
Played by Zoe Deschanel. Is that how you say her
Deschanel,
name?
right.
Okay.
Mhm,
mhm.
I like her. She's so pretty.
The
Mhm,
channel.
She is.
I
Deschanel.
think she's
The
great. She's in, like,
channel.
so many things.
Yeah.
But what's the best thing?
Elf, obviously.
Exactly.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the show, too.
New Girl's pretty great.
Yeah.
But
Oh.
Who's
Is
that girl?
Still on?
It's
No.
Jess.
Oh,
I don't ever watch it.
Oh, okay.
it's good.
I like the
That's
new
good.
girl. I think that's
Yeah.
what it was called.
Yeah. I just sang the theme song.
I know, but I haven't seen it in forever.
Okay.
And then she comes home
Mm-hmm.
and she gets caught making out. The mom knows she's making out. She has flushed lips and all the things.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And
she
not
goes,
only that, she knows who she's been making
Yeah.
out
Right.
with. That's
Pretty
Who she's
impressive
been
mom
making out with.
detectiving
Yeah.
right there.
Mhm. And then she goes on the rant about all the things that the mom hates and doesn't like, and the school that she couldn't go to, right?
Mhm.
And all
She
the
was
things.
very strict and
Very
very,
strict.
and there was a reasoning for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making
What
soy
was the
cutlets.
what was the goody two shoe bad word she said? She
Oh,
called
feck.
the mom. Feck.
She's
Yeah.
gonna go feck
Oh,
yourself.
that was so
Yeah, go
funny.
fag yourself.
Feck, but with a U.
Like, like, what's the difference? He's like, the you.
The you.
But I think that sets her off to like want to get out of there.
Mhm.
And then
She's over it.
Yeah.
She's over it. She's like, I'm gonna go be a stewardess and go live my life.
Mhm.
The
You could be a
dream.
stewardess.
I'm gonna go be a
Yeah.
stewardess.
Which actually, when I was younger, I always thought that was a cool occupation.
I
Like
did
you
too.
because
Because
you get to
back
travel.
then it
yeah.
was,
Yeah.
like back
Yeah.
then it was like
Especially
kind of
back then.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
back
in
then
the 60s and
flying was like a
70s.
real luxury. People
Yeah.
dressed up to go on flights.
Yeah,
Not
totally.
like
It was still
now.
a new thing.
And look
Yeah.
how cute their outfits were.
They were cute.
Stewardess
Yeah,
outfits, so cute.
yeah.
less cute now. for
Less
sure.
cute now, for
For
sure.
sure.
Yeah.
Also,
Definitely less
just
cute.
they're older now too.
Mhm.
They're not hot young girls anymore.
Man, be
And
nice.
then, but before she goes, she leaves him all of her records. Did I
Yeah.
cut you off? Sorry.
No,
Oh.
not at all.
Like I hid him under your bed. Don't let mom find him.
Mhm.
So that's when he begins his journey into all this rock music. What was in there?
And
Led
how
Zeppelin,
cool
Jimi
So many
Hendrix.
good ones, yeah.
With with the covers, and I was that's like how every like vinyl head becomes vinyl head. It's like, oh, look at this is so
Mhm.
cool, an album with album art, because we don't get that
I
kind
know
of stuff
that
nowadays.
is cool. We
You
don't.
get-
We don't.
everything's probably on Spotify or Apple Music, and you don't get the full blown
Mm-mm.
that feeling of holding it physically in your hand and going through the album art that the band probably cared about what
Yeah.
went on there.
Dude,
Mhm.
some like my dad has a buttload of albums, right? But my favorite growing up was Led Zeppelin 3 because it had like a spinning wheel on the side and it had all these cutouts. So when you spin
Oh,
it,
no
new
way.
pictures would come
Oh
in.
no
And-
way,
Dude, I would play with that thing for
Mhm.
hours, man. Just like this is the best, and obviously Led Zeppelin rocks.
Yeah,
so it's
totally.
a twofer.
Yeah. So he begins his journey, and then the next scene is him in high school.
Mm-hmm.
He's now in high school,
and it's
and
It's his senior year,
1973.
Yeah.
1973. And it's
Okay,
his
So the
senior
movie
year.
opens in
1973.
1969 in San Diego,
Mhm.
and now when he's in high school, it's 1973.
I like
Okay.
the opening too, when they were like writing all the people's names, and then they were going through like all the backstage passes and concert tickets. It was like
Mhm.
the beginning. I always
I
thought
like
that was cool.
the chipmunk music,
You
Christmas
like-
music.
Mhm,
Brought you back. Yeah, I did. That actually stands out a lot. The Chickmunk music, it sticks out. But he's in high school, and then he goes to talk to the other journalist.
Is it
The
Lester?
journal, it's played by Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Mm-hmm. For
and he's-
Cream magazine.
Yeah, he's
Yes,
like the
for
editor
Cream.
for Cream magazine.
Mhm.
And he's like at a radio station, right? And there's
Yeah.
all the
Yeah, it looked like it.
and he's
Yeah, I
just
thought he was like
peering through a window.
disc jockey. Like
Kind of seemed like it.
Yeah.
It's kind of how they make it seem at first, but
Yeah.
then you find out he's like the lead editor or whatever, or for
Yeah.
Cream magazine.
And he knows who he is, so he's like, I'm gonna go down and talk to this
Yeah.
guy.
And then that guy's funny when he's like, I can't just stand here all day and talk to all my fans. And he's like, the next scene is them sitting together at a restaurant.
yeah. Sorry, bro.
And then the guy ends up hiring him to do a little, I forgot how many words, but like $30 or $5 or something small.
Yeah, it was like $35. to
$35,
go,
okay.
Check out and try to get an interview with Black Sabbath.
Yes. Okay. And that brings him to a concert.
Yeah.
Well, his
That his
mom,
mom takes him
drives
to.
him to,
Oh,
and
yes.
I was surprised for her being such a strict mom that she was like, "Yep, I'm gonna let my teenage son. I'm gonna drop
My
him off
baby.
at this concert
Mhm.
and leave,
Mm-hmm.
and don't do drugs."
That's like such a good
So
line.
good. Everyone turns around and he's so
Yeah.
embarrassed. Don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Don't do drugs. Oh,
It
that's
is
so great.
hilarious. He talks about the family whistle if you get lost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the family whistle.
Yeah,
We had a family
yeah,
whistle.
you guys
I
did.
saw that,
Mhm.
So did
I was
I.
like, oh, that was a real thing. Like,
Yeah.
that wasn't just like our. I thought it was just our family that had it, but it was like
It was a
a
thing.
lot of
yeah,
things.
no, that's it's a
from
thing.
there.
Now we have cell phones. Before we had to have
Yeah.
family whistles.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we could find each other
Yeah.
places.
It worked.
Yeah, it did. And then so he's there to interview the Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath,
Mhm.
but
And
he's having
he's
trouble.
got to get in.
Yeah,
first.
he's not on the list.
He's
Yeah.
not on the
He's
list.
not on
He
the
knocks
list.
on the backstage door, and the security guard's like, "Nope, you're not on the
Mhm.
list." Then he gets heckled by all the groupies.
They're not groupies. They're bandaids.
Bandaids.
Well, this is where we meet Penny Lane.
Yeah,
this
is where we
She's
first
a
meet
huge
Penny
part of
Lane.
the story.
The notorious Penny Lane.
Yeah.
And there was also the girl, what's her name? Anna from
Anna
True
Paquin,
Blood.
I believe her name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Which one's that?
the younger one who was she got with the singer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then is her name Feruza
Fruza Balk, I believe her name is.
We
Yeah.
meet her too, but she's like the one who lets him in.
Okay.
She's the one with the long hair.
She's been in a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just know her from The Craft, I believe, right?
Yeah,
The
but she
Craft
always
is probably
plays
one of
like
the
the
bigger ones that
odd.
she was-
Yeah, like
Character.
a witch.
So she gets there, has backstage passes,
Mhm.
and all the girls get in. And then Penny Lane says, I'll be back for
Yeah.
you. If
I'll
I
fi-
can.
I'll
I'll
fix this.
handle it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
handle it.
fix
And
this.
she's like,
She did
if I
not.
can.
Yeah.
She
So
did
then,
not.
yeah,
And she did not.
they leave him to go do their thing,
Mhm.
and then a bus pulls up, and it's the band. What was their name? Something Water.
Stillwater.
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 And
And he's like, sees them and is like, oh my gosh, it's them.
Yeah.
He immediately like, oh, has the moment of,
It's like the first time seeing his people that he listens to
Yeah.
right there in front of him.
Right.
Holy
But they
shit.
weren't as big as like
No,
Black
no,
Sabbath.
but he knew
right?
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
he knew them
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay.
And he also sees this as a way in. Like he can talk to them and get himself in.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna pose as one of the like band,
Yeah, like, oh, let me
helpers.
carry that.
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, that's what I would have done.
Yeah.
Quick on your feet.
So he gets in
Yeah.
because he proves his worth to the band by proving that he knew who they were and actually liked their stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, and he definitely complimented them and made them feel
Mhm.
like, oh, they're
Stroke
good.
their ego.
Yeah, stroke their ego big time.
Yeah,
Because he's the enemy in their eyes as a journalist.
Yeah.
That's, you don't want them hanging around. But
Mhm.
he basically proved that he was not a journalist. He was a fan of theirs.
Mhm.
So they were like, yeah, we got you. Come on in. And that's how he gets in.
Yep, and then what happens? And then he gets backstage. Penny's there eventually. No, is that what happens? Penny's there eventually.
No, she's
She sees
a-
him back
They meet
there.
up.
And
She
then
goes
they
up
start
to
talking.
him.
So
He's
they start
sitting-
talking,
Mhm.
and then that's when Stillwater
Performs.
Huh?
No, they perform.
No. He introduced. He's like, hey, this is my friend Penny Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have that
Oh,
long
yeah, that's
handshake.
right.
where
Yeah,
they're,
Mhm.
like,
yeah,
staring
that
at each
awkward
other.
interaction, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
like-
like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
I don't understand
This
this.
doesn't feel like the first time you've met each other.
yes, that's right.
hmm
And then they go
Yeah.
perform.
Then they go
And then they go
perform.
on stage. and
I
he-
don't think he gets his Black Sabbath interview,
No.
right?
No.
I think
No.
But he
is,
had a backstage pass that said Black Sabbath on it.
Yeah,
So my
it did.
'Cause
assumption
she-
was they were the headliners.
Mhm.
she ends up giving him that. Like she shows up and she has it. Look, I did.
No, she had an extra one, but
Yeah,
he had one on.
he already
him.
Yeah,
had
he
one.
already had one, but
Yes.
she turns out she was actually trying to get him in.
Yeah, and not leaving him
And
outside.
not just leaving him hanging, but
Yeah.
I mean he had already figured it out for himself. But
So then,
yeah, so then Stillwater brings him out to the stage or puts him on the side of the stage, and he, hard eyes the whole time, like, holy crap, dude, this is happening. Yeah, like he's like in love. He knows that this is what he wants to do from here on out.
Yeah, and then the night's over. It's almost coming to an end, and Russell, one of the rock guys,
Mhm.
he says, "Oh, you should come out to the Hyatt House or the Wright House, I think he called it."
Right house
See,
in LA.
Right house in
Riot.
LA.
I heard Riot.
Yeah, that's what he
okay?
called it at first. He was like, "Oh, the Wright House, what's that?" And he's like, "Oh, the Continental Hyatt House or something
Don't
like
you
that."
know, bro?
Don't you
Yeah,
know?
don't you know?
And he was like, "Oh yeah." It's like, "Oh, and if you bring Penny with you,
Mhm.
tell her it's not the same without her.
Yeah.
It won't be the same summer as last time or something like that."
Mhm.
And so the next scene is what? Them headed out to in the car ride over to LA.
Yeah, well, when he's leaving backstage, he's like saying bye to everyone.
Yeah, he's like
He's
so
like,
excited,
yeah.
like
"Hey,
so
later,
giddy.
dude."
Like he's just
guy
one of the
sleeping
dudes
on the
now,
thing.
yeah.
There's like, hey, later guy. He's like trying to be really nice to everyone. Then she's like, come on, bro,
Yeah.
let's go. Don't worry about these
You
dudes.
don't have to say bye to everybody.
Yeah, relax.
They're not
bro.
going to remember. It's fine.
No.
And then
Yeah,
they
she-
have they talk too before
Yeah, they
the
have a
mom
little-
picks them up.
Mhm.
Fuck, and then,
Yeah.
And you can hear her whistling in the background.
Yeah,
Yep.
totally.
Oh, you know what? I didn't think of on that.
Yeah, it's funny, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I didn't.
can. Doing
Yeah.
the fan. He's like tries to like run away from Penny. He's like, what's wrong? Where are you
Yeah.
going? He's like, nothing. Trying to be cool as he's running to his mom.
Oh, okay.
Mhm, mhm.
And then that's when Penny and him both figure out how old they are.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
had that
Mhm.
funny interaction. I'm 18.
18,
So
yeah.
am I. I'm 16 or whatever
Yeah,
next
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So am I. And then he actually came out with his real
actually,
age.
I'm 15.
So how old did that really leave Penny?
It's 17.
Which
Or
is
no, 16.
yeah,
16.
she's 16. He's 15. Well,
16,
that's what
15.
she says.
Which
right?
is
Yeah, that's what
crazy.
she says.
Yeah.
No, that's super young, especially to like actually go on tour
Mhm.
with people.
I don't
at
know.
that age,
I don't think that was her age
because
either.
they
Mm.
look older.
I think she was just saying that to.
Yeah.
So you think she
So
was
you think
younger?
she was younger
than-
or
I think she's older.
Oh, older?
I think she's
Really?
already.
Oh,
older.
because girls want to pretend they're younger.
So she just kept saying it like to be fun, like
Yeah.
me
I
too.
I don't know about you,
me
but when I
too.
was younger, I did not want. I wanted to be older.
Yeah, me too. I
Yeah.
think she was really 16 and pretending to be 18.
and that's why she stopped.
Yeah, me too.
So how old do you
Different-
guys think Russell was then?
I think he was in his 20s. I think he looked
Hmm.
much older.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
you
he-
know, don't you?
He looked like he
Hmm.
was 35.
No, I don't.
You know what I mean?
He looked hella old.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Whenever
I
I
mean, he
see him,
had a
like,
wife.
that guy's old.
You know what I mean?
All of
he-
them.
But
yeah.
you know, that's
I
how
don't think
dudes
that was
look
his
back
wife. That was
then.
his girlfriend, right?
Yeah, it was his
No.
girlfriend. I don't think it was his wife.
Who?
Was it
The,
his
the one
wife?
at the
Eddie?
end. No,
No, that
the
was
girl.
his-
Girlfriend.
I don't know. That was his lady for sure though.
It was
like
I think he
It was
said
his
some
main
of us
lady.
are
Not
married
wife.
and some of his girlfriends. He
Yeah.
said tells them that when
Yeah.
they're when he eventually
sure?
gets the job.
Anyway,
Check the
Yeah.
check the
moving
board.
on.
Check the
Then,
board.
No,
uh,
no board. Okay.
You see him going to the Hyatt house,
Mhm.
and at this point, I looked at Joel and I was like, "Oh, Hyatt! I heard Riot."
I think that's what they call it.
It was
But
like, like the
Okay.
International
Yeah.
Riot House is what he said,
Yeah.
or Hyatt House,
I think
but
it's
they called
Continental.
it
It's
or
probably-
Continental.
yeah.
Well,
Something
you
like
did
that.
not disclose that. You just made fun of me.
no, I did for sure.
when I said
that's,
it.
that's my favorite thing.
But yeah, it was. He originally said the Riot House for
Okay.
sure.
But so here's the second point where I'm like, this mom's just gonna let him do it. This strict mom.
Well, he lied
no,
to her.
yeah, he runs away with Penny.
He runs away.
Yeah.
He lied. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go to a dance or something."
Yeah.
Okay.
And
some
then,
school activity.
Yeah, school activity.
And then
Okay.
Penny picks him up because, as you find out, he's her excuse to get over there to be with
Right.
Russell.
Right.
Yes.
Anna Paquin tells him that.
Mm-hmm.
Nailed it.
And who does?
The girl we couldn't figure out who it
Suki
was.
Stackhouse.
Yeah.
From
Oh,
True
okay.
Blood.
Anna Paquin.
And then they get to the Hyatt House, the
Mhm.
Riot House, and it's like a big party happening.
Mhm.
All the
Mhm.
things, all
It
the
is
all the
a
people are
riot.
there.
It is
all
a
the
riot.
fans
It is a
and the
riot.
bands.
All the fans and the
Mhm.
bands are all
Mhm.
here hanging out and having a good
Yeah.
time.
Mhm.
And it looked like it would have been a fun time.
It looked like it
Probably
Yeah,
was
it
to
sure
be
did.
a part of that crowd
Yeah.
back then in the
Mhm.
70s. They were
Something that
hanging
could
out.
never happen now. You know what I mean?
And they go to the hotel room where the band is hanging out, and Penny and Russell's his
Yep.
name?
hmm
They're playing a little cat and mouse game.
Yeah.
Like this is where, and Anna is narrating it
Mhm.
for main character. I don't remember his name. William. And she's like, this is where she pretends she doesn't care, and he pretends he doesn't care. And then, oh, I need ice. And then he follows her out, and then they're
And then that's when
In
they
the
begin
hall
their-
closet.
yeah,
Yeah.
they begin their summer romance.
yeah.
But before that, she does the airplane thing, where she.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
like
that
and
was
the
her
that's
stewardess.
entrance.
yeah, her
Yeah.
entrance, her airplane thing. That's like a fame. I feel like it's a famous part of the movie when she does that. But yeah,
Grabs all the attention in the room for sure.
Mhm.
It was definitely an entrance.
Yeah.
She
Definitely.
was very confident.
And then after that is when he gets the job. He goes back home.
Yeah.
Then he gets a call from Rolling Stone.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
But he
How
also
did he
plays
get-
it
How
off.
did they find out about the
It's
kid?
They
because
read
he
his
had-
article.
in Green
his
Magazine.
articles
Yeah.
because he.
Oh.
So I'm gonna go way back here. So this movie ultimately is about Cameron Crowe, the guy who directed this movie.
Oh,
This
okay.
is his
I always wondered if
actual
this was
life.
real or not.
Oh.
It's basically based upon his life.
And was he the journalist?
He was the journalist.
Okay.
He was
What's his
that
name?
kid.
Cameron Crowe.
Cameron Crowe.
Okay. And he's the
Um,
director of this one.
So he had written
Okay.
a whole bunch of things to that Cream magazine, and that's how ultimately Rolling Stone found him, was because of all that. And he would interview with Cream in that fake voice. Hello, how are you? It was with them, not with
Hello.
Rolling
Right.
Stone.
That was pretty
Yes,
funny.
Yeah.
this is
Yeah,
here.
that
I
was
am
a
not
good
Jim.
one.
Jim is here.
Yeah.
or when he was getting the call to like do it,
Mhm.
and his mom picks up the phone,
Yeah.
and he
Oh.
was like, "Oh, you need to go take out the trash," and he was like, and it saves him because he didn't have to like
Yeah.
say where he went to college.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I know how my lady gets. Like,
I know how
oh,
my
you better
old
go
lady
to
gets.
it,
Better
hop
get
to
it done.
it."
Yeah.
Because he's just frozen. He's
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
He's like,
Oh,
I'm
shit.
busted, dude. My
Yeah.
mom
Totally
He knows that's my
busted.
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he gets offered $1,000
The guy
go
just
do
keeps
this?
the guy just keeps raising it without him even saying anything. He's, all right, fine, 1,000. He's like, oh, okay, sure.
Okay.
Yes,
I know.
thank you, sir.
Especially back in 1973. That's a group.
That's
group
gotta
of
be
cash
a
right
lot.
there.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
from just getting paid $35 to do one thing.
Yeah.
To just hang out with rock bands and write about them.
Yeah.
Okay, sign me up.
Yeah.
I'll do a 1,000-word
Mhm.
essay for you.
Go
Sure.
on tour and see Penny Lane again.
Yeah.
I know. You know he likes her like immediately.
He liked her
Yeah.
from the second he
Well,
went up
she's-
that ramp
yeah.
before
She's
going into Black
beautiful.
Sabbath.
Like I
Yeah,
think
I
she's
do think she's
beautiful.
pretty too.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
pretty for sure.
Yeah, I've always thought she was
Especially-
pretty.
Who wouldn't be
Right.
starstruck?
Mhm.
Joel didn't say anything. Do you not think
No,
Kate Hudson's pretty?
definitely. I don't think she's super pretty in this movie
Hmm.
for sure, but definitely in later movies she's
I
definitely.
feel like in
Is
this
her hair
movie she
curly
has
like
like
this
the
in
glow,
real life?
like she
Yeah.
has the glow of what a Penny Lane would be like.
The
Everyone,
Penny Lane glow.
yeah, where everyone would be attracted to her, like, oh, she's so cool or so
Yeah.
nice and so pretty, and she so likes fun. That she got
Yeah,
the
she just
glow.
looks like
Oh,
a
Yeah,
lot of
that's-
fun.
she does seem like a fun girl.
That's
like, in real
another
life.
thing is William wants to know her real name,
Mm.
right?
She
Doesn't
won't give
he
it up.
ask- Yeah, her
She's like,
persona.
no, I will never tell. I'll
yeah.
never tell.
Yeah. So they join up
Mhm.
and they get there, and then I don't remember what's next.
And then he starts going on the actual tour with them, right?
Oh yeah.
That's-
So where did they meet up to join tour together?
he gets on the bus with them, I think.
In what
I
city?
don't want
in
to say they go to
LA?
Cleveland first.
No,
They go-
Cleveland was like one of the
Yeah,
last.
Cleveland was
ones.
on the last
They
one.
get together on the bus somewhere, and he like kind of talks to him.
I think it was like Topeka, Arizona. They were going
Talks,
to like
yeah.
Yeah,
Tulsa or something.
Something like
And that's when he
Yeah.
discloses, like,
I
oh,
mean,
you
no
know,
offense.
there's some things we want. It's cool if everyone knows, but like, there's some things that
Yeah.
we don't want everyone to know.
Yeah, Russell's telling him as the journalist
Mhm.
what he wants published and what he wouldn't
Yeah.
want published. Like, don't publish the chicks.
Yeah.
And-
So-
we have
Yeah,
we
don't
have some
give
of
the
us have
literal
girlfriends and
storyline of
wives.
what everything is
Yeah.
happening here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Please, for our
This is
sake.
band life.
We're asking you as the
Tour
bro.
life?
This is
Yeah.
like,
And their ball would be just like, just make us look cool.
Mhm.
Like-
Ultimately.
Like on the bus, William can see Russell and Penny, like the weird like vibe, the love vibes, right? So that's when he's like, oh, I want to interview Russell. Maybe it'll separate them for a little bit, right? That's at least how I took that,
Oh,
right?
I didn't.
That's how I took it.
Okay.
And he asks, hey, when we get to our destination, let me interview you. And he just, throughout the whole damn movie, he keeps blowing them off over
Yeah.
and over.
oh, next
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
next time.
Now's not a
We'll
good
get to it
time.
next
place.
Now's not a
Every
good
time he puts the microphone in his face, he pushes it out of the way. No, next time, later. And that's kind of like almost like a running gag throughout the whole movie. Like, man, is he ever going to get that interview?
Before he needs to go home,
yeah,
because
but-
he's also putting off his mom the whole time. I'll be home for graduation.
Yes,
I'll be
yes.
home for graduation.
But like, I never
I will never
understood.
miss a test. I'll be home
Yeah.
for graduation.
I don't understand. Like, did he just want to interview Russell? Because he doesn't ever intend to interview anybody else.
Well, he did say that he wanted to interview everybody individually,
Yeah.
and he wanted to start with Russell, and then like,
Mm.
so maybe he never got there because he never got the Russell.
It just that part, I didn't understand it because he doesn't ever try to interview anybody else.
He
in
probably
that
should
movie.
have skipped ahead.
I think
Yeah,
that's
he
what I'm saying.
maybe he did.
And maybe because Russell seemed like he seemed like the most famous guy
Yeah.
of the group.
Yeah, and
Like,
that
he
was a
was-
problem with
I mean,
them.
that was a
You
problem with-
figure it
right,
out
with
later.
the-
So
Right.
he was trying to get the most important guy
Yeah.
to interview first, or that's the real interview that everyone would want
Mhm.
instead of the
He
other
was the
bandmates.
looker of the group for sure,
Yeah, I guess.
and apparently the most talented.
And I don't
But,
know did he do any other movies? I don't even know who that guy is.
I'm pretty sure he has. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I
I
don't
think
know.
his name is. I know he's been in. A bunch
which
of
other
Billy
movie? I'm
Crudup
sure-
has.
yeah.
I
That's the
know.
guy from Titanic. He's the bad guy,
That's
isn't he?
Billy Zane.
Oh.
Good try though.
Okay, and then the lead singer, he's famous.
That's
I don't
Jason
know
Lee.
his name,
Jason
but I've
Lee.
seen,
No,
seen
Jason
him.
Lee. I'm sorry,
Lee.
Jason
He's
Lee.
been in a lot of things. I just don't
Yeah.
know.
We
him.
just talked
Mallrats.
about him the
Yeah,
other day.
the-
Yeah, he
Oh,
was on
yeah.
My Name Is Earl.
My name is Earl.
Oh yeah. He was the main guy, right?
Yep, he is the
Okay.
he's the pro. He was a pro skater.
Yeah.
before-
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Like
okay.
legit, like skater back in
Legit.
the
A
early
legit
80s,
legit
90s.
skater.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Yeah, he
up
did
Billy
all like the
Crudup.
Kevin Smith movies, like Mallrats, Chasing Amy, stuff like that. I don't know if he's actually in Chasing Amy, but he
Oh
did.
yeah, that guy. I know that guy.
Billy Crudup was in Big Fish.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God,
that's
he
the guy
was.
from
That we
Big
have
Fish.
also
that's right.
reviewed.
Wow.
Oh yeah. So he looks
Bring it
so
up. I know he
different
looked
as a
familiar
70s
with that
rock star.
mustache, man.
Yeah,
That
that stash.
You're like totally different person.
Now that
Oh
you
my
say
God,
it,
he
I can't
does,
not see it.
yeah.
He's also in your favorite movie, Watchmen. So
Was that my favorite
Watchmen.
movie? Who
no,
was
it
he
was
in that?
really awful. I don't know.
Wait,
But
what's
he's in it.
Watchmen?
He had to
It's
be on the TV show, not
like
the
a
movie.
superhero kind of
Oh, yeah, I
movie.
didn't see
He's in the TV
Uh-huh.
show, wasn't he?
What's the
Not
other
the
one?
movie.
No, he's in the
morning
movie.
show. I didn't watch it either.
2009. Anyway, moving on.
Anyways,
So
Solve
that's
that
him.
question.
Solve that problem, and
did
then anybody. Oh, well, I guess later on. What's his name? Jimmy Fallon makes an appearance.
Yeah, later.
a little
As-
bit
yeah.
later.
And he looks totally different too.
Yeah, that was
Fun
But,
fact, that's his first movie.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that was only. Well, I guess it was 25 years ago. The movie came out in 2000.
okay.
Yeah. 2000.
It's a
Did
good
you
year.
guys remember watching this in the theater, or did you? Has anyone who hasn't seen it? You haven't seen it, Joel?
So I thought I hadn't seen it, but whilst we were watching it, I was like, "Oh, I definitely have seen this movie.
Definitely
I
seen it.
remembered all of it." So
I definitely watched it not in the
yeah,
theater.
I know for a fact
I also
I
did
did
not
see
watch it there. I'm thinking I either saw it like on a Netflix DVD that
Yeah,
was
or,
mailed
or
to my
maybe
house,
Blockbuster
or Blockbuster.
You
a
know,
red box.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it in the theater.
I definitely didn't either.
But I do remember watching after. I was like, dang, this is a really good movie.
I bought the DVD back in the day.
I think
watched
the
a lot of
DVD I
times.
watched is probably your DVD.
Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, you mean you did
I
this
watched it.
time?
Yeah, I had the DVD. I'm like, I know I see it around here somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And there it was. It was on the shelf, and I was like, I think this is Christina's.
Yeah, I liked it enough to buy the DVD.
we watched it on your Apple TV account. 'Cause
Yes,
you also
that's where
bought
I.
it there.
Yes, I like it that much, so I bought it there as well. And I also watched it on my Apple account.
Okay.
And it was a little on the grainy side just because it's a
I
DVD.
can
and
imagine,
it's
yeah.
not on.
Did you
super
watch it
digital.
on one of your old TVs?
No. I watched it on a DVD player on the regular. big
Regular.
screen. But I think the graininess kind of added to the, since it was in the 70s, it kind of
Yeah,
added
yeah.
to
It's
it,
a fact,
just a
yeah.
little bit.
Okay.
So they get this is where they get to the point where they get these new T-shirts,
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
and these new T-shirts have the band. They're like, finally, they're here.
Yeah.
Your first T-shirt,
Your
they
first
say. I was like,
band
gosh,
T-shirt.
merch
Let's gonna
wasn't that
sell
popular.
some merch, and they pull it out, and it's which was Russell's
Yeah.
clearly in focus, and the other three band members are just in the.
They
In
look
the
like, they look like
background.
ghosts
In
in
the
the
back,
background.
Which
Yeah.
is crazy because usually it's like the singer
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
the front, and
And that's when the singer loses his shit
Yeah, he
because
loses
he's
his
not
mind.
the focus.
yeah.
We had an
So-
agreement.
Yeah.
Does the electrocution part happen before the shirts or after the shirts?
I
think
think
it was
after.
before.
I think that's after.
Okay.
Yeah, like right, like in that next show, they were getting ready to do a show.
Oh,
Okay.
It
okay.
happened like right after.
Yeah, I believe so.
And yeah, they have a
They
band
have
meltdown.
Yeah, total meltdown.
Like a fight,
of-
a band,
Yeah.
like they're breaking
Yeah,
up.
oh, you're so important, and this guy has no control over the T-shirts.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they don't really understand that at the moment.
But the guy that goes on a run, he's like, "This happened because you hired your friend to be
Yeah.
our tour manager," and blah blah blah, and all
Yeah.
these things. Everything was his fault.
Mm-hmm. So because of the fight, the two go off together.
Yeah.
William and Russell.
and Russell go off, and he's all, I need to find real people.
Yeah.
These are
Yeah. So did
real.
the
I feel like it
electrocution-
happened before.
Maybe it
No,
did
but then
happen.
he had a thing on his wrist afterwards.
So
And
then
he-
the
in these scenes he does not.
Oh, I see. So you're saying
Okay.
the show happened and then the backstage T-shirt happened.
I don't
Maybe
know.
I don't remember
No, I
because
think-
they
I-
He's
drive
saying
off.
the
I
electric
think it happens after
happened
this
after the
whole
shirts.
thing.
That's
Oh,
what
okay.
he's saying.
or maybe it was one before.
I think it happened well before this.
Yeah, maybe
because then he
well
had
before.
the bandage on his hand for a little bit, and
Yeah.
then
Before
the next time they
shirts?
show, he doesn't have it ever
So
again.
before the shirts.
Before the shirts. That's what I think. Don't hold me to
So
it.
the
I could
electrocution
be
thing we
hella-
should just talk about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
go
don't
ahead.
remember when it happened, which part came
Alright.
first.
I feel like it was kind of before.
Yeah,
Also,
probably- maybe it
the
was
shirts.
before. I don't
Fun
know, but yeah.
fact is that is a real event that happened.
No
it was the
way.
Kiss guitarist. He electrocuted himself.
So
Oh,
what it is
wow.
he's
Ace
playing
Frehley.
the
Yep.
guitar and then he grabs the mic to like
Mhm.
sing, right?
Mhm.
And then he gets electrocuted.
Yeah.
I thought you meant it happened in the movie and they just went with it.
No.
Oh, like on
Oh.
set.
Yeah,
No,
but
it was
happened
it was a
to
real
somebody.
event. Yeah, it was a real event
Oh.
that happened.
Oh
while
wait,
Cameron,
with this guy when he
Yeah,
Cameron.
Cameron
Okay,
Crowe.
so this
Well,
really
I don't know
happened.
if Cameron Crowe really saw this, but it was
I see.
part of his life because he was a rock and roll journalist, so he
Did
knew
it-
a lot of these things that happened.
Did he say like in your research what band this was supposed to be? Because I've always wondered that. Like,
So-
what band was this supposed to be?
So Stillwater was a real band in the 70s, but this band is not them at all. Like he had to ask for their permission to use their name, but they are an amalgamation of the Allman Brothers, Leonard Skinner, and the Eagles. It's like a mashup of all
Of
three
all
of
these
them.
stories.
Oh,
that
okay.
And
happen
it's not
throughout.
it's not a full direct one-to-one with any one
Okay,
band.
so he
I didn't even know that Stillwater
pushed it
was
all
a real
together
band.
and
Yeah.
pretended like it all happened with one.
Yeah.
Oh,
They-
I would
they
love to
weren't-
know who was who.
They weren't
Yeah.
famous at all, but they were a band back in the 70s.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is really interesting. I always wondered who.
If it was up
Yeah,
for a
if
real
it was
band.
a-
So it's like
Mhm.
some stories might have happened to this, some stories might have
Yeah.
happened to that person,
Yeah.
this band. That's pretty cool.
That's what's crazy is that you don't know it because he doesn't publicize it. But yeah, this is a lot to do with Cameron Crowe's life. Like all these
That is
different things are
crazy.
just around what happened to him when he
I'm
was
going to
growing
Google
up.
him when we're done here.
I mean,
So-
he's made a lot of fantastic movies.
Really? Okay, I
Yes.
have to look it up
Yep.
because I really
So-
like this one.
He gets electrocuted.
He gets
and
electrocuted.
they stop the show obviously
Mhm.
because man down, and instead of like doing any kind of recourse, they leave.
Yeah, they leave. They get pissed off and leave.
Yeah.
The tour manager gets pissed off, leaves. They get in the bus.
Yeah, and they're being chased
Yeah, they're
by
being
the
chased.
event manager or
By
whoever that
the
is.
promoter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like chasing them on one of those. I don't
A
know what they're
go-kart?
called.
No, it's like a golf cart
Yeah, it
thing,
looked
but
like
it's
a
like
like
an
golf
cart.
extended
Work
golf
golf
cart.
cart?
a concert cart.
It's
I
like a
guess.
maintenance
Yeah,
cart.
like that you
kinda.
see at the
Workman,
stadiums.
yeah.
Yeah, stadium cart.
Yeah.
That's good. I
So
like that.
he's chasing them, and then they're in the bus, and then they bust through the locked
Mhm.
fence.
Yeah,
and
the
then
guy
they're
goes-
gone.
Yeah, the tour manager goes, "Are you ready to buy a fence?"
You guys
And
wanna
then
buy
he
a
was
fence?
like, "Yeah, we're going." And they pound through it, and
Yeah.
then the guy behind him on the little go kart thing, he goes, "You just bought a fence."
So, but realistically, they should have pursued, legal action, or
Yeah.
because they were that was.
But the
was
other part is, did you
fucked up.
hear the promoter? He's like, "You haven't done your 25 minutes."
Mhm.
I was like, 25 minutes? That's a short ass.
That is a
set."
pretty weak ass.
Well, they're the opening act too.
I
They're
know.
not-
It's just like, man, that like when you go to a show, you want more than 25
Mhm.
minutes.
For
Definitely.
an
Short.
opening,
Hopefully,
that
yeah.
seems about right, though. No.
Man, I
the
remember going
little
to
guy, the openers. Yeah,
I
they don't
remember
get
going to
much
like
time.
Warp Tour, and there's like 100 bands, and they play longer than 25 minutes.
Yeah,
That's all
25
day
is so
event.
short.
and they get more than 25 minutes.
Things were different in the
I
70s.
guess
I
so.
guess so.
Yeah, so he was pissed. We're never going to play anywhere again. You'll never tour again. And so they take off and bought a fence.
And they still played. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, they finished this tour
Yeah.
because the word didn't get around yet. They didn't have like cell phones probably back then.
So,
Yeah.
So when it happened to the
They
Kiss
couldn't
guy,
text the next guy.
Yeah, they didn't care.
when it happened to the Kiss guy, he played that same night.
no
He said,
way.
I got this. And he
Really?
kept going, yeah.
So you got electrocuted
He
and
got
continued to
electrocuted and
play.
Oh, so you're
He had to
basically
take a
calling
little
this-
time out, but he
His
man,
You're
kiss.
calling Russell a
You know,
bitch.
they're legends.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
he's a
Dumping
legend.
Man
the
up.
bitch.
You heard me.
So, okay, now we can fast forward to the excursion, to the guys' night out to go find some real people.
Real
Mhm.
people to hang out with.
So
He
yeah,
only wants
that
to be
happened.
surrounded by
so
real people.
going to the excursion, that happened right after the fight.
The T-shirt.
The
The
thing.
T-shirt
t-shirt
fight.
T-shirt
Yeah.
debacle.
Because the band broke up or whatever.
They were mad at.
They were just mad at each other. They didn't break
broke
up.
up.
No,
I
they're
just thought
just-
they were mad.
It was an
yeah.
argument,
Okay.
and they just didn't want to be around each other no more. They were one said "fuck off" to
You're
each
a
other.
dick. You think you're better than us.
Yeah.
Well, you think we're lucky to have you. All those things.
So the two guys are walking and they get approached by a car full of like teenage boys,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, teenage boys. They pull
Mhm.
up in a VW bus.
Yep.
And they're like, "Do you guys want to go to a party?"
With real Topeka people.
He's all "fuck yeah,
Yeah.
dude."
William's like, "No."
Those are the magic words. Real people.
Yeah,
you know?
real. I just
Russell's
want
like
what's
this.
real.
Williams next to him, like, no, I
I've
don't
never
want
been to
this
one
at
of these,
all.
bro. I don't know what
Yeah.
to do.
I know he probably hadn't been to a
Uh-uh.
party.
Right,
You're
not
right.
a
I
house
never even thought
party.
of that.
And he got to go with a rock star.
Yeah, he
Mhm.
did.
And that made, I feel like, all of those teenagers' nights.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
my
like,
god, yeah.
You
You
know,
know,
Who
being
wouldn't?
the kid that brought in the rock star.
Yeah.
It's like, look who we got!
Legend.
Who we got?
Legend.
And then
So they're partying, and Russell gets smashed.
he takes
Smash, and then one
um,
kid comes up and he's all, "Hey, dude, there's acid in the red cup."
Acid in
Oh
the
yeah,
red
that's
cup.
what
And
it
then he
was.
takes his red cup and like
Just
and
chugs it.
Downs it.
And then bam, he starts tripping balls and he's
And
going
just
off.
directly from there, he's on the
Tripping
roof.
balls,
Yeah, next
And
scene
then
you see
he's
him on the roof.
William's on the phone with the manager.
Yeah.
And he's like, "How do you know if it's kicked in yet?" And he was like, and then that's the roof scene.
Yeah.
He's like,
I'm a
"Jump
golden god.
Yeah.
it." What are your
That was
last
funny.
words?
What are your last words?
Yeah.
I'm on
I'm on
drugs.
drugs.
Drugs. you need to work on that. You need to
And
work on
then
those
he
last
jumps
words.
into the pool.
Yeah.
That dirty ass
from
pool.
the freaking
Well,
roof.
he was gonna get down just regular, and the guy's like, jump. He's like, all right.
And then they cheer him on.
Yeah, they cheer him on.
That scene right there is why I made our pool the shallow end on the balcony.
By the balcony?
By the balcony. Because I could envision Sage trying to jump in
Isn't
to the
that
deep
worse,
end.
though? The shallow.
He-
No,
Yeah,
so he
no.
can't do it.
He might still do it.
No, my God.
That's what I'm saying. Is
Yeah.
if he did just get an inkling, like now he's jumping into the shallow.
You know what? I
end.
did it so he
Sage,
couldn't
don't
do it.
that.
No, that he shouldn't do it. That's why he
Yes.
couldn't.
Oh my God. In
He
my
might-
mind, he wouldn't do it. 'cause
Challenge
he can't jump
accepted.
into
Yeah.
the freaking
Hey,
shallow
but-
end.
teenage boys, we think we're
It's
indestructible.
invincible. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll just have to enclose that patio.
yeah, you have to
Put a lock
it
on
up.
it and
Lock on
hide
it.
the key.
Yeah, he won't know how to get through a
Not
lock
like he
as a
doesn't know where all the
teenager.
keys are.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, literally that scene, I thought of that when I was like doing the
Mm.
pool.
I thought that I would never do that.
Well, we're girls.
I
We're
have
sensible.
done that.
Really?
Look
Yeah.
and see.
I want to.
I have done that.
I did jump
100%.
off
Even
of
now?
whatever high thing that could have gotten
Yeah.
me there. I did or wanted to.
Like not now, right?
When
Like
you
in
were
your
young.
older body.
If I could make it, I could probably jump. I would do it.
You would do it now?
Yeah, if I could.
So,
Where-
Oh,
so if we
hell
went
no.
like to a place like where there's cliffs and you could jump off the cliff into the ocean, would you do that?
I
I
don't
did
think
it when I
so.
was younger, but not now.
You wouldn't do it now?
Hell no.
Why
That's
not?
I'm a
scary.
sensible mother now.
If you knew it was 100% safe, like it's a place
Do you
that's
know-
known for this.
Dude, do you know what that would do to our bodies now at this age?
It's
Yeah.
not. That'd be all right.
No,
Dude, you
I
guys
know.
are in denial.
No,
I
dude,
want to
I'm
point
not
out
saying
that
I'm not gonna be
you
hurting.
got hurt at a
Yeah,
trampoline
hurt.
park.
Oh no, I'm
Okay.
very,
Me too a while back. when I
I'm
was
very
younger.
afraid for this Sunday doing that.
Oh, dude.
100%.
I hope no one breaks anything.
Yeah.
We're going to a
Christine's very
trampoline park
nervous.
for
Johanna's birthday. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, but no way. I did that when I was like 23, 22, something like that. I was in my 20s.
Where your body was still young and
Yes,
didn't really feel
young
didn't
20s.
even feel hangovers.
Oh no! We were in not Cancun. What's the lake that everyone goes to?
Tahoe?
No, you know
Havasu?
the lake Havasu,
Yeah.
Lake Havasu. We were at Lake Havasu and everyone was jumping off a cliff, like into the water. I was like, I can do this, no problem. I go jump off and my dumbass lands in the water like I was sitting instead of like straight feet
Ooh,
down. I had a huge bruise like this big on my thigh. Right here.
Oh.
Huge, and it was purple. I'm sure I have a picture of
See,
it
I
somewhere.
would just
You
be
don't know how to
worried
jump in
about.
water.
No, I didn't. I learned my lesson that day.
As the kids say, that's
How
a
to do
skill
it.
issue. Christina.
I would
failed.
be
That was
worried
a
about
huge
like
fail.
if you're like an inch off or a centimeter off, and then whoops, those are rocks. You just jumped into rocks.
All the rocks.
I just think
You wouldn't
now I
go to
think
that
about
place.
I'm
when you're running towards it
And
off
you
the cliff
slip?
and you slip. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
I've
about-
seen a lot of
But not
videos
back
of that
then.
happening.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So no, I will not be doing
Not
that.
back then.
It
no.
wasn't crumbly rocks. It was like
It's
solid
crumbly
rock.
rock.
Was the one I
But
jumped
also
off.
just
Yeah,
but
but
it
like-
was high. It was
No.
high, and I was brave enough to do it, and my dumbass did it wrong. So I had
Paid
a
the
giant
price.
bruise, huge bruise.
That's
So
pretty. funny.
yeah.
So when he does jump off the roof, though,
Mhm.
back to the movie,
Mhm.
I thought it was really funny that one of the kids was like, "I'll save you,"
Yeah.
and he
They all
jumps
jump
in.
And then everybody
Yeah.
jumps in after him.
Yeah.
I just did like this is a dirty ass pool.
Yeah, it was pretty yucky.
It was dirty.
It's pretty
I
yucky.
did notice that too.
I'm like that Stillwater guy just jumped into Stillwater.
And that
Put that-
is toxic. Yeah. Don't touch
Don't
Stillwater.
touch Stillwater, bro.
Mm.
Don't
Oh
even-
yeah, gross.
Mm-mm.
And then eventually, the next scene is him like all wrapped up in a towel.
Yeah.
The tour manager's
Yeah, it's the
there.
morning
It's like
now,
morning.
and he's still tripping balls.
He's still on it.
And he yells at the kid for no
He, like,
reason.
snaps at him for no real
You're
reason.
the
Yeah.
enemy. Are you a cop? That's
Yeah.
what he says.
Yeah, he's still.
Why are you
tripping.
looking at me like
He even like lunges at him a little bit. I was
He
like,
don't
"Oh,
even
that was
understand
weird."
because he doesn't know it's like
Yeah, he
down on any
doesn't-
drugs.
yeah.
Like this guy's an asshole now.
This
Yeah.
guy's
What
like
happened?
30 and he's 15.
Yeah.
What do you think his age was supposed to be in the movie?
He's probably. I would
I
guess
feel like
mid 20s.
20s.
I would guess that
I
too.
thought mid to late 20s
or something
Yeah.
like that.
I feel like back then,
Mid-20s.
though,
'Cause the
like
way
in
they
your
were
20s, you looked
partying-
older.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you're
I mean,
trying
he's
to
a
be a
rock
rock
star,
stars,
yeah.
I feel like that's a young person
Yeah.
thing. Not
Yeah.
like old dudes are trying to
and
be rock
30s
stars.
is already like
And
you're
then
kind
he's,
of
like,
aging out.
fully hippied out. You know, like
Yeah.
that was of the time. Those are
Yeah.
what people were wearing and stuff.
I feel like they were kind of like they did this fresh out of high school. Like they were probably like a high school band. I don't know. And then
Yeah, well, they definitely were friends.
yeah,
mhm.
they knew
'Cause
each other
he-
for a long time. for
yeah,
sure.
and they knew the spouses and girlfriends back home too.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you guys this: when they were on stage performing, do you think they did a good job pretending that they were rock stars? Because I did not.
I don't know. I never thought about it.
I didn't really.
so, yeah.
I didn't pay attention.
You know,
to
when
it,
I was
honestly.
watching, I was trying to like see what what
Yeah.
his hands were doing something, and I think the filmmaker did a really good job of like not
Yeah,
showing
not
too
keying
much
in on
to
it.
make
Yeah.
it like
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't notice. I never paid attention to that. I was just like, oh, they're on stage. Well, you know, that was like, not even cared about
kept
that part as
thinking
much.
because they kept kind of like playing up how much more talented Russell was.
Mhm.
I thought he was gonna take the mic and like start singing.
Or have
Oh.
like gangster guitar solos or
Yeah.
something. But like he
Where do
never
you
did
see-
anything
yeah.
to where I was like, yeah, he is talented.
I never
Russell.
Right.
I never-
considered it, thought about it. I was like, took their word for it. I didn't care.
Yeah, it was
about
just
that.
like okay, they're on stage, they're doing their
Yeah.
thing, and people are cheering.
Yeah, and people are cheering.
That
They're
was it.
great.
They like
the
it.
people
Yeah.
like him. It's good enough
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought
did
like,
a
oh, they should have
Yeah,
had
he
a
did.
shredding guitar solo or anything.
Or
I
he's
never
just he
even
did
thought
the
of it.
pointing at the audience. He did all the things that you
That
would
you should
do.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
Well,
a
they
rock
did it-
star
It
would
looks like
do.
it was rocking.
It was
Yeah, I
rocking.
mean, I don't know if you really. Next time you watch it, look.
Okay,
You'll be like-
I'll ruin it for myself, Joel. Thanks.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. That's what I'm here for.
No, I'll check it out. I'll look next time.
So then they get back to the bus, and it's like crickets. They all get on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is the part. It's like
Mhm,
the
mhm.
The
the
tiny
part,
dancer.
the tiny dancer part, and that's
tiny
like
dancer.
the part.
Mhm.
I feel like that's
Yeah, yeah.
the part of the movie that's like so
The
classic.
song is playing, and
Mhm.
it brings them all together
Yeah.
because they all start
They all start
singing
singing "Kumbaya."
Mhm.
Mhm.
Slowly, one by one, they all start singing.
Mhm.
Tiny
All is
dancer.
right again.
Yeah,
And
and
with
so
the
they're all
band.
friends again.
Yeah, but the words by Penny Lane, there she is. William, he's like, I need to go home. She goes, "Whoopah."
You
are
are.
You
home.
are home.
And that changes his perspective right there. He's
Yeah.
like, oh shit, this is home. Like this is what's
yeah.
I'm here.
This
I'm with
is-
my people.
Yeah.
This is what I like to do. This is
Mhm.
who I like to be with. And there she is. He's with her. So what better spot to be in?
Yeah, for the moment, because
Yeah.
that shit did not last.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's like clearly full on in love with this girl.
Oh yeah,
And
full on.
she is just treating him like she treats everybody else, but she's obviously in love with Russell.
Yes, 100%.
that-
I mean, I think
That-
she cares for him.
No, she for sure cares
And
about
she's
him.
like a little brother, I feel
Yeah.
like.
This is a classic story of a guy who likes you, and then you're
Putting him in the friend zone.
Yeah, you put him in the friend
Yeah.
zone, but you're still kind of like, you know,
You
Stringing
still
him
want
along.
them
stringing him
to
along.
like
There you
you.
go. That's
Stringing
the
him
word.
along.
Stringing him along. There's a
Yep.
carrot there, kind of.
Yeah.
You know, that whole
will
thing.
I? Maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
No. Maybe? Nah. One
we
of
do
those.
that
yeah.
forever and ever. Yeah, that's that. For
So
sure.
then is
Messed
that
up. Messed up.
What? You get out of here. Go
Messed
take
up.
that baggage somewhere else.
Messed up.
So
did this happen to you, Joel?
yeah,
Grant?
No.
No girl you ever thought it was going to happen
you
and
did
never
it to
did?
someone.
Oh, the
What?
guilty
The
one
whole
over
prom
here.
date thing, I feel
Oh,
like, was really
man.
fucked up.
What did you do, Joel? Who were you stringing along?
I've already told you guys the story.
And we
Told you
ran
the
into
story.
her.
Oh yeah.
Told you the
Where did
story.
we run into her
It
again?
was in
In
Torrance.
Torrance. Right.
No, the beach. We were at the
Yeah.
not Scotty's. Eat at Joe's.
Oh yeah.
Moving
I
on.
know, Joe.
So
on,
they're in the
yeah.
bus. They're singing Tiny Dancer.
Okay, so then what happens? Is that when
Tiny
they have the
Dancer.
meeting with the new potential manager?
No, that's
What
still later
happens?
on, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess they're on their way to another
They're
show.
on their way. I think it was to Cleveland, but before that.
Oh yeah, that's where he loses his virginity.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
He gets the deflowering.
Because the girls are
Because they're
bored.
bored.
They're
They're in the
bored.
boring
He's trying
city.
to read his story, and they're bored doing nothing to do. And so Anna Paquin, her character's like, "Hey, we should deflower the dude."
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then that's what happens. Hey, you got a triple for the first time.
It's pretty
But
good.
you know what? I thought it was interesting that he did it. And do you think he was upset that the penny didn't stop it? Like, oh, if she likes me, then she'll stop.
I think
No,
so.
I think he was
No.
happy to have 3 girls.
No,
No,
I think,
I think because they made it. They had this like little moment
yeah,
Moment.
they,
themselves
had, they locked their
where
eyes.
she was
and-
like, you need to do this sort of
Mhm.
thing. And he was like, okay, like she's not mad about it. Like, she's
And I felt
okay
like
with
it was
this
fair
happening.
too because she was over there hooking up with
Yeah.
Russell.
Yeah.
Smash it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he wanted to forget about that for a moment too.
Also, he did just see her pee, so that's.
I know. I
cool.
thought that was so funny. That whole scene. He was
That's
like, "I thought
awkward.
this would go.
Yeah.
It would go
Thought
differently."
we'd
I
date
didn't-
for a little
Yeah.
bit first.
before I saw you pee.
Yeah, when she sits down, he's like, "Oh, wait." He's like
'Cause
frantically
he's in the
trying to get his
bathtub.
notes. Yeah,
He's in the bathtub.
no,
writing his
I don't want to be
story.
part of this.
Yeah, like you are way too comfortable.
Yeah.
with
And
Penny
that's a
Lane.
real good sign that she does not like you if she's
Mhm.
peeing in front of you
Yeah.
before you guys make out or
Yeah.
hang out.
Or she just didn't care. We don't know. She was Penny Lane.
I think it's
What do you
all
mean,
of those.
didn't care
things.
what?
Yeah, she's
Like,
all
who
those.
saw her?
Yeah, I think
No,
just
she
didn't
didn't.
care.
She didn't like him. She didn't like him. Obviously.
I think Angie's
I
right.
think
She
there's a
like
little part of
cared.
her that
She cared
likes
about
him.
him.
Yeah,
lot,
I cared
you
about him
know?
like a friend, a brother,
It could
a
be
cousin.
more if she, but not really. You know what I mean?
That's the string along. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
She's strange. She's a good friend.
Yeah, not hook up.
But
Friend
he's,
zone.
he's fully like in love with
Oh,
her.
he
Like,
is for
yeah,
sure.
for sure.
Like this is like the first girl he's ever been in love with, kind of deal. And he,
And it's the girl that everyone falls in love
Yeah,
with.
and it's
like
like
girl
like he
everybody
says
likes.
later on when he kisses her, he's like, "I'm gonna go boldly where so many men have gone before."
I always thought that line was so
yeah,
funny.
so good. Because he knows. He can
Mhm.
clearly tell she is just sleeping her way through all the different bands, or actually just giving blowies.
They're
So,
band-aids. No
That was
Yeah.
more
funny
sleeping
No
when
with.
they
sex,
talk about
just
that. When they
blows.
talk about the rules in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Yeah.
We don't hook up anymore. We don't have sex anymore. We only give blowjobs.
Yeah.
There is a point where Penny Lane is dancing around and you see her boob.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I
a little
did-
quick
forgot
glimpse.
about that
Yeah.
part. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was because I don't know that she's been in other movies where she was nude.
Yeah, and she has very little boobs.
She's tiny.
Tiny.
She's a
I
little
think I
girl.
even joked that I have bigger boobs than her.
Her boobs.
I
are tiny.
wasn't gonna mention the
Nah, that's
joke.
okay.
I reassured him this was
Boobs,
not
it's
true.
fine. That's fine.
It's not true.
Well, then.
It's
I
not
wonder-
true.
Well, it doesn't matter. I don't know. Did you think she ever got boob job?
I
No,
don't think
I
so.
think she's
She's always
still
been
small
small.
Yeah, I
breasted.
think she's just
yeah,
regular,
she's
yeah.
natural. She's because even in other movies, that's always been like I feel like a common profile of her.
Like small.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's always had a very small frame.
stature. Yeah.
She's in a TV show that's on like Netflix or something like that.
Oh, the
And
basketball one.
Was
Yeah.
Is it Netflix?
I think it is Netflix.
Did you guys watch it?
I did.
She's
I
in
love
that.
Kate
I
Hudson.
do too. I really like
so
her
I
too.
literally will watch everything she's in.
Okay. The work she's had on her face or the
Was
Botox or whatever,
noticeable.
super noticeable.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't see
felt
that.
But
like-
I still think
Oh.
she looked okay.
She looks okay, but she
Yeah.
has that Botox look.
Yeah.
And
Did
I
her
was just
mom
like,
do
"Yeah."
it too?
Oh, I'm sure she looks great
Dude,
for her age.
Big time.
I
Big
would do
time.
a
Big time, bro.
like
Big
a
time.
facelift. I feel like facelifts are better because it's not like
As noticeable.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you what each one does.
I think the only danger is like you have to know there's a fine line and not do too much, and
yeah.
not repeatedly do it, because that's when you start to see it just like breaks down your natural
And then
whatever
you look like a
had
Barbie doll?
going.
Yeah.
And we've seen it all. We've seen
Yeah.
it in the freaking
I'm
tabloids.
just wondering
and-
what's going to happen. Like, when are we going to find out what happens to them later? Like, when they've done it too much, or do we know yet? I feel like there has to be somebody.
Yeah, where
that's
they
done-
always look surprised.
they look crazy, looking scary.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I think they just die.
Whoa.
they
Because, okay,
they
take,
made a
for
movie. It's called
example-
Death Becomes Her. We saw this. We know the plot. We
True,
Take for
Yeah.
example, like Joan Rivers.
That's her
Yeah,
mom in
She
it.
had a lot, and she
she
just
died.
died.
Yeah,
And I don't think
she
it was
died
anything.
under the knife.
Did she?
Didn't she die under the knife?
Everyone dies.
Yeah, everybody.
We all die.
Everybody
But
It's
poops
not
and
because of
everybody
the
dies.
plastic
No,
surgery.
but I think what she was trying to say is if there's like any kind of like cancerous issue, right?
Cancer or like something that it doesn't go away and it
yeah,
like, makes
some
your
kind
face
of
look
side
weird
effect that
forever.
we just don't know or something.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw this one lady. It was really bad. I don't remember who it was. It was someone famous, but it was known that she was undergoing. She thought it was Botox. She was getting Botox. They did baby oil in her skin.
It was
Yeah,
Puff
and
Daddy.
it like
What's that
went-
do?
who was it?
Diddy.
No.
Dude.
No, but I've
did
been
he
fo- I've
trials?
been- yeah.
We're
Okay,
not going there. We're not going there. We're not-
My bad.
Dude.
Glistening
Why haven't
baby
we talked
oil.
about
No, because
Oh my
it's not a
god.
movie
Anyways,
yet.
okay. It's
Okay.
not a movie. We'll
All right.
talk about the
Movie
movie
yet.
later.
When the movie comes out, we'll talk about
It's
it.
definitely going to be a
Oh,
movie.
big-
Well,
time.
it's already on Hulu, like the Diddy trials, like, and they're
Oh,
doing
really?
like a little
Oh,
documentary.
I'm watching
about
that.
it
I
as
can't
it
wait to see that.
develops.
Oh.
Okay,
But
moving on.
anyways,
Moving on.
Kate Hudson's pretty tiny boobs still
Yep.
looks great.
Yep,
Mhm.
yep.
We did.
Another
And
Cleveland.
Now they're in Cleveland. He got
Mhm.
deflowered.
Yeah.
she shows her boob, And then the manager comes?
Yeah, this is where you get the new
This is
manager.
when they're
This is when Jimmy Fallon comes in. He's like, hey, guys. He's got this, like, Jimmy Fallon-ness to him, right?
Yeah.
And he starts talking about how much better he is, and the manager needs a manager because he doesn't know all these things. And they're just like, I think you're right.
Yeah, at first they're like, no way, we love our bus. We're never going to fly.
He brings up the electrocution incident and how they really muffed that up. Like
you're getting sued now because of this. You should be sued.
You should be the one getting money. Yeah. So then they're like, wait a minute.
Maybe.
And then when he's talking about do you know how to do this? Do you even know how to
put on a big tour?
Yeah. So then that results in him being hired. And resulting in a plane upgrade.
Yes, they're going to take a plane.
Yeah, now they get to be really rock stars.
Also, before that, after he gets the deflowering, right, he gets the phone call from
his mom.
Not even from his mom, from Rolling Stone.
Oh.
And then they're saying, man, what you're saying sounds really good. Maybe we'll make this a cover.
Yeah,
that's right.
Not just a little article.
But don't they tell him don't tell the band, and then he tells them immediately?
No, he didn't tell him yet.
He didn't tell him yet.
Oh, okay.
Because he
wasn't sure.
Yeah,
yet.
they're still trying to make it a cover story. But that's when he's like, oh my God, I might have a cover story on this.
Looks like a record.
And then you get to see him in his tidy whities also. We needed to mention that.
Ew. We could live without that.
It was
We didn't need to.
Everyone was in their undies.
And of course, Sage walks in on that part of the movie. I mean, it's like he's a radar. And then he goes, I feel like I've seen this before. And then I was like, you have, because I've watched it around you before. And he was like, oh, okay. And when I said,
I've seen these underwear before.
When I said, I was like, of course you would. He some laughs. I'm like,
impressionable boy.
Yeah,
remembers his first set of booties he's seen.
So then their first plane trip goes okay, right? And
every plane trip aside from the final one goes
goes
well.
That one's so good.
They're enjoying getting places fast.
So are we to the part where all the tour managers are together and they're having the poker game? Are we about
this
there?
They're
just about there.
They get the new manager, and so now they're having a poker game or some sort of card game.
Yeah.
With Humble Pie, who was a real band.
All of those bands were real bands.
Yeah, the ones that they talk about.
And they're talking about the meetup that they're having with the significant others.
Yes,
right?
So they're playing a poker game, and they're now using cards and chips and like weird things for money,
just whatever they can.
And they're like, okay, I raise you some beer and the groupies, the bandaids, the world famous bandaids, and a case of beer. They can't stay with us because we're going to New York to meet all the family and the girlfriends and everybody. So you can take them to.
They're going to
Humble
Europe.
Pie.
Yeah, they need to go somewhere anyways.
Yeah.
So
Humble Pie wins them, and for a case of beer and
$50.
$50. That's what it was. Okay. And then when he hears that, William hears that, he's really upset, like visibly upset, like, oh, I can't believe.
Yeah, because Russell was like, take
go
him.
for
That's
it.
fine. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me.
Because it was really weird too that Russell was even in that poker room.
It was a little weird
because they were in there with all the tour managers.
Yeah.
So he was just happened to be there. Maybe he was getting his per diem for the day or something.
He's hanging out with his buddies. They're all friends.
Tour managers, including the one that got replaced. Because he was still
there.
He's still part of the band. Yeah. He's not. He wasn't fired because he was with them the whole time.
Yeah. So that guy wasn't being replaced. The guy with the glasses, Fallon. He used an additional.
He's like, I think he is the boss of that guy now.
Okay.
He's like the
I thought
boss.
it was to replace him.
That's how I took it.
Yeah. There's a tour manager. So that guy goes on the road and does all that, and then the other manager's like general manager.
Okay.
So they hired an additional manager.
So then they go to the dinner, right? Am I missing anything?
No.
Well, no. Penny and William go and have a talk.
Okay.
And that's when Penny finds out that Russell sold them, got rid of them for a case of beer and $50 to go with Humble Pie. And that made her cry.
But also she was like saying, should I go to meet you guys?
Yeah, where should I go? What did he say?
Yeah,
Tell me.
yeah.
And then he's like, he's like, no, don't go, don't go. And then he talks about Morocco. Weren't we supposed to go to Morocco? That's not real, is it? None of it. It's like he finally is realizing that he does not.
She is just stringing him along.
Yeah, she's kind of
also that she's just so hung up on Russell because she always tried to play it off like We don't get attached. This is just for fun. I'm their muse.
Yeah.
You know, their inspiration. I'm building them up to become something bigger. And then he realizes, like,
You're
no,
full of
you're
shit.
hung
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Like, yeah.
You're full of it.
And because she because she's acts so tough all the time, this is the first time where we see that she's actually hurt by
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
words. Of,
Yeah.
you got sold for $50 and a case of beer,
Mm-hmm.
and it does hurt her. And
You're
you
very
finally realize that
expendable.
she
Yeah.
can get
Super
hurt.
expendable, yeah.
Yeah.
So then it goes to where they're at the dinner, the band with their significant others, and it's the first time you see Russell's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think she was cute.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean
think-
she's still pretty, but not like
Yeah,
not Penny
yeah.
Lane pretty.
Yeah, they make her look not as good as Penny Lane. She's not
And-
ugly, and I feel
No.
like, but
I feel like Russell.
and they also make her a bitch too.
Yeah, she has.
Yeah.
She definitely has bitch face on.
Mhm.
So then we see also that Penny Lane did show up,
Mhm.
and she's like at the
Mhm.
bar area and just stealing glances at them noticeably. And the girlfriend notices, and she's like, "Why is that girl staring at me? Is she
Mhm.
with one of you guys?" And 3 guys with me.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
with me, she's with
the
me.
rest of the table is like, no, she's with me. She can say
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
That shit was
We all
funny.
fucked it up right there.
Yeah.
And that girl's dumb because how do you not
No,
know?
she knew.
Yeah.
She totally
But
knew.
then, like,
The
you
tour
could
manager.
tell that the tour manager goes up to tell Penny to leave.
Mhm.
And you can see she's upset, and you see Russell, like, he stands up, like,
I
he
know.
noticeably cares.
Mhm.
So
And there's nothing he could do with that at that point because she's there, and so that's why William was like, okay, I'm definitely going.
But-
Mhm.
The fact that Russell stands up, like the girl has to be like, "Yo, why?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
What's
knew.
going on?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
she knew.
That's
She knew something's
fucking
up for
weird.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
that was really
That was
crazy.
really bold of him.
Yeah.
To do.
Mhm.
Like, really?
but my thing was like, why even keep the girlfriend then? You clearly care about this one.
Well, now because they've been together for weeks or months, I don't know. How long do you think it was? Like a month?
A tour? I don't know.
Like that tour that they were on, like from the time, because they kind of give a timeline
Because it was his whole high school.
It was the end of
Because
high
it was
school.
now his graduation.
Yeah,
so
I
it
would
had his
say
whole school year.
A few months, maybe
yeah,
two.
like maybe 3
and
months.
he said summer, so maybe summer times 3 months.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would say 1 to
because
3
it
months.
extended.
So
right?
it's like new love, you know, like a new thing again. It's fun. So
well, they
that's
rekindled
why. Yeah.
because this was the second.
And
right?
that's what made me think that it wasn't that big of a deal too, because they hooked up last summer and then went the whole year without seeing each other. That was my assumption.
Maybe he really wanted to get back with her.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, and then liked her again, and they were hanging out.
I mean, you
so-
saw the way their first interaction was, and they're just staring at each other. Like there was clearly on both sides, like love lost.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
had
and then they're
missed
with
each other.
every stop that they make. She's in his room.
Yeah.
The whole time. Every
Mhm.
time. I like how he
So-
when he knocks on the door at some point, like housekeeping, the housekeeping, and then he's like, get out of here, go away. And he turns the do not disturb sign.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
He flips it around so they will go in.
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
like
like
his
his
little way of getting
Oh,
back.
Yeah.
little revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll show you.
Yeah.
Embarrass the housemaid and you.
I'll show you.
So then
Yeah, so she-
that's when Penny runs off. She runs away, and William is chasing her, but he loses her.
Mhm.
She gets to the hotel room and she takes Quaaludes. We didn't look it up.
Mm-mm.
What are Quaaludes?
I almost looked it up too. And I didn't
well-
have a chance.
I think they're like
It's like
muscle relaxers, Quaaludes.
And those are downers, right? Those were called downers.
Isn't that what you said?
I'm pretty sure.
I said
yeah.
I thought it was like the equivalent of kind of like Xanax.
Oh, okay.
I think it's along those lines.
It's a
Um,
hypnotic sedative
Mm.
that was widely used in the 60s and 70s. That's it. It just says
a sedative. So it
hypnotic
makes you, like,
sedative.
It makes you really
Dazed
dull
down.
down. Yeah, really,
Yeah.
really desensitized to life and like out of it.
I mean,
putting
those
you
were
out of it.
definitely super popular then, and they outlawed them or something, or they stopped using them. I don't even know.
I think
'cause
they-
nobody uses Quaaludes
I think they
anymore.
made them like
They call them the
for
ludes.
really.
The
The ludes.
Oh, it does
That's
say
Um,
muscle relaxant
Oh, so
down
they-
lower.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
think it's prescription now. Like, you have to have like a
Yeah.
real reason to get those type of things because they used to be pretty prevalent. Even in Wolf of Wall Street,
I was gonna say that.
when
He
they
had
they
some
were
like vintage ones.
yeah, he had like and they had been potent. Just became more potent
Oh,
over the
dang.
years apparently,
Oh.
and that's why he's all jacked up and crashing and
that
everything.
scene was funny.
So
Crazy.
It
I
does
think-
say
like,
the production of the drug ended in the 80s in the U.S., so it's illegal here. But it's still used in South Africa and India under different names. So if you're looking for your Quaalude fix,
Ah,
Gotta go to
That's
India.
gotta
to
go
go.
there.
No, thank
Yeah.
you.
So anyway, she is clearly like he sees that she's messed up. He calls, down for a doctor.
Yeah, but she talks about the Quaaludes. She's like, oh, and so left her Quaaludes, and she's all like loopy.
He picked
drinking
up the bottle
champagne.
too, though.
Yeah, and they
like
highlighted the bottle.
Bugs Bunny sized Quaalude
It
bottle.
was really big.
Yeah, it was.
It's crazy.
I guess they were big pills. I don't know.
Yeah,
They had to be. It was a big dose.
It
Yeah, that
was
was
a big
crazy.
bottle too,
Yeah.
like you said.
And then he's holding her up so that she doesn't go to sleep, and like lose
Yeah.
consciousness. But then you see her feet are like just dragging her. Like
Yeah, he's
all
literally just
the
holding
way.
her up.
And
Yeah.
this is when he thinks
He tells him he confesses to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's all nervous about it. He's like, oh wait,
But
she's
Yeah,
never
but-
gonna remember this.
Yeah. But then like this is when you think it's the time to kiss her.
No, when
when
you're
she's like
That's the
knocked
perfect time where
out?
she can't fight back.
can't-
the rapist material.
yeah, that's not a good time to kiss a girl.
I don't love
No,
that
no,
my
no.
husband said that.
No, that's definitely not the ideal
I
time
mean,
to make
let's
out
It
with.
look
was
at
not
all
okay.
of the numbers here. How old is she in this movie?
16,
16,
no,
we
Okay.
think.
Now, how old was the guitarist dude?
Above 18.
I think his
Definitely.
kiss of her while on Quaaludes is the least bad thing that happened to her in this movie.
Yeah, probably.
But the other stuff was by choice. This was not by
I'm
choice.
just
I
saying.
agree.
Well,
Consent is the thing.
Consent. No means no.
And it doesn't count.
But anyway.
No, I mean,
Oh.
have it. Holy shit.
Came out.
That part.
Whoa.
Consent matters. Holy
Consent
cow.
matters.
Wow.
for
I'm
sure.
saying, like, in, police stuff,
Mhm.
that doesn't matter if they give you consent. If you're underage, you're underage. Doesn't
This
matter.
is true.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's
right.
that's what I was
This
trying to
is
say.
Okay.
Saved it. I saved
There
it.
it is.
That
There it is.
was real. I'm like embarrassed for
Ah, hated that.
Okay. So then the doctor comes
He calls down. Hi,
Mhm.
my wife took Quaaludes. Had an
Yeah.
accident with
Yeah.
Quaaludes.
and the doctor and his assistant comes. I don't know who the second person
I can't believe there
is.
is a doctor to be called in such an emergency.
I don't
that
think
is
they
there
were
at
doctors,
the
dude.
hotel.
They
like,
had a
they
doctor's
are-
bag
that's a good
with
hotel.
stuff.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Because
You
because
don't
they
think
had
all
to like
hotels
put
have
a
something
tube
on
down her
deck?
throat.
No way.
Yeah, you're right.
It was a
Probably
They call
tube.
not.
911 and
Yeah.
an ambulance shows up 15, 20 minutes later.
Yeah, they were at a nice hotel. Did you see the suite? It had like all these
Yeah.
Oh,
beautiful
yeah.
walls.
That was
It had nice
Well, you would
furniture. It was
think-
huge.
What they might have also done is they knew doctors that were staying at the hotel, and they were like, "Hey, we need your assistance." It didn't
I'm gonna guess they
necessarily
had
have
them
to
on
be a
Yeah, I
hotel
think they
doctor.
might have
Hotel
had them
doctor.
on there. Like,
Okay.
Maybe in the
as-
70s they
hotel
had
staff.
hotels when
Yeah.
they knew the rock stars were around.
Yeah, that's what I think.
and so
Might have some Quaalude
The-
accidents.
overdoses?
yeah, it might be an overdose,
Some
and they're
ODs
just being
happen.
prepared. Let's
Yeah.
give them
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
All right.
So you then see her get a tube like shoved down her throat to make
They
her
gotta,
throw
they gotta
up.
pump her
Mhm.
stomach.
Mm-hmm. And she throws up.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know the significance of he's just staring at her the
Yeah.
whole time, and then it focuses on her legs.
Well, her
Well,
her
because she
struggling.
was, her struggling, and they're trying to like push that tube down her throat.
Okay.
And that one part when they're like showing it, and it's like, oh, this is clearly
Yeah.
on the side.
Oh, is it?
I thought that was funny.
But like when he's staring
it's-
at her, do you not see him like smiling? Like he's like
Joel
happy?
swears he was smirking a little.
He
with a
was.
smile. I didn't.
I don't-
see
I
a
don't-
smile.
I didn't
I-
see
Run the
that.
tape.
I feel like he was kind
No,
of
still not
smiling,
there.
like
Still
a
not
little
there.
something happy about it. Like I'm helping her, I'm saving her,
I don't know.
I'm
It
doing
was
something
weird.
nice for
He
her.
definitely
I'm
saved her
having a
life
little
that
bond
night.
with
He
her.
for sure saved her life.
Oh yeah,
Big time.
100%.
Yeah, definitely
Like
did.
I feel like that
Maybe
was
he's happy
he
that
was
he-
bonding with her in some way.
I always
like,
thought it was like
weird.
he's just I don't know, just
Well, he
kind
had
of in
just
shock
kissed her, so
He
of
did just kiss her.
Yeah,
of
that's true. He did just
the
finally
whole,
touch those
the whole
lips.
thing that this is happening to her and it's a struggle. Like
Yeah.
can't like this is kind of traumatic for her.
So then is the next scene the airplane?
when she's leaving.
She
Okay.
leaves and
No, they're at the park. There's a famous scene of them at the park
Yeah.
at in New York at the
Mhm.
park in New York.
Central Park?
Central Park.
the,
That's the one.
Place.
the park one. New York
You know,
Park.
the New York Park.
Yeah.
Hey,
They're
the New
in
York
Central
Park.
Park and they're having their moment of she's confessing all of her secrets.
Should we learn her name?
You
We
learn
learn
her
her
name.
name. Lady Goodman is her name.
Mhm.
Her mom wanted her to marry up. So now he knows all her secrets.
Mhm.
And then do they talk about Morocco again or something?
I think that she decides she's gonna go. Like
yeah,
she's actually
okay.
gonna
I'm gonna
go
do
there.
it. I'm going
Yeah.
to Morocco.
And then he takes her to the airport to send
Oh
her
yeah,
off.
the airport scene.
Yeah.
That airport scene is so funny.
It was weird.
I'm like, was it really like that back then? You could just like go up to the gate and watch them.
Yeah, you
leave.
could
maybe.
Yeah.
You can see them
I
in the
think
window.
the movies from those times do
You
show
could definitely
that,
just walk up
usually.
and
But
be
do you
there.
think
Security
you could
was
see
more
them through the
lax.
window,
Yeah.
like in their little window? I don't think you could.
I mean,
I think that was
maybe.
just for the movie.
I think
But
so.
I thought it was really funny that he was running, and I
I
kept
know.
waiting for him to like bang into something.
Like Firuza Balk did earlier
Yeah.
in the movie when she was telling him about her
Oh,
mom
yeah,
calling.
yeah, that was funny.
I laughed.
I
I,
mean,
love
Joe,
slapstick humor.
that-
I love
It
it.
was such a Bugs Bunny scene.
Yeah.
Mhm,
That scene was always
mhm.
funny. Yeah, I wonder if that was really
Yeah.
a thing, or like, did
I
she
don't
really
have
run
that.
into it?
I don't have that as a note.
Darn it, Joel.
Might have been.
So I don't know if it was memorable enough to like document. So then she leaves,
Hmm.
and then the plane.
Yeah. Now the big plane scene.
Yeah, she leaves and goes back home.
She goes back home to San Diego.
Yeah, back to San Diego, and then he's now with the band without her
Yeah.
and the significant others.
Yep.
And they're now on a plane
Mhm.
headed to the next town or the next city or whatever.
Right.
Mhm.
And the plane gets hit by lightning, or they catch
There's
a
a
lightning
they're
storm.
going through like an
They're
electrical
going
storm.
through a crazy storm. Yeah.
And the pilot comes out. He's all, guys, it's gonna be okay. Just hang tight.
It's
and,
crazy.
And yeah, that's
And everything's bouncing
around
Yeah. Turbulent.
crazy.
It's like boom, boom.
And
big
it's a small
turbulence.
plane, too.
Tiny plane.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
are the worst if
Yeah.
that happens.
Oh
Oh,
my
it's scary.
God,
That
so
is scary.
So then, confession.
Everyone's
confession
trying to
time.
confess.
Here it is. Everyone's got to confess it. First,
Like
first
Russell
Russell's like,
starts. I love
you guys, man.
Yeah,
I love you.
I
Like,
love
it
you
starts off
guys.
good.
I
Yeah.
don't say it enough. I just love you guys.
Yeah. And then is it the singer next?
Mhm.
And the singer's like, "We all hate you."
Yeah.
Then it escalates quickly
Yeah.
from him saying "I love you" to now it's all bad
Everybody
stuff.
says,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
it was finally the truth.
Finally
Yeah.
the
Nobody
truth.
likes you.
Yeah.
And then we find out that the singer slept with his girlfriend,
Mhm.
with Russell's girlfriend,
Yeah.
and that he loves her.
So, and
And
she's
I-
like, shut up.
Don't
Shut
say
up,
that.
Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I don't love you.
Jeffrey, you
Yeah,
call
why
Jeffrey?
are you calling him Jeffrey?
The Joey Fallon's like, I quit. I
Yeah.
quit. I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, then he talks about running somebody over.
Yeah.
He hit somebody with a car.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
the hit and run.
Everyone's like, "Whoa, dude, whoa!"
Yeah.
Like, what? You
And
what?
then-
I
wanna
see
get that off my
his face
chest.
every day.
And then William tells them about Penny Lane and how she almost
Yeah,
died.
yeah.
And
She
you threw
almost
her
died
away.
last
You said it was
night.
all about the fans, and she was a fan, and you threw her away.
And you guys are full of shit because you guys always talk about the fans and you don't care about the fans.
Mhm.
Yeah, she almost died last night. So you guys are fuck you guys.
Thank you guys. And then right at the end, right before the storm's
Oh,
over, the
my
other guy goes,
favorite.
I'm gay.
It was my favorite confession.
And dude, as soon as
So
his last
funny.
bit of words come out, the pilot's like, "All right, we're all good."
We're gonna make it.
And then the look on his face, he's like,
He's like,
oh,
"Damn
Like,
it!
why?
Hey, just waited a little bit longer."
Damn it.
That shit was hilarious.
Missed
So
it
that was
that
by
much.
far my favorite.
That was one
scene
of
in
the best
movie.
scenes, for
Yeah,
sure.
it was very good.
awesome.
It was very funny because that I feel like that is kind of how it would go down if you were in a situation and you thought you were gonna die. You have to unload, and this is like
you
want
to tell that person that you hate that's sitting right next to you. I fucking hate you.
and then you don't die.
I know. I was just kidding.
Oh, shit.
I was just kidding.
Yeah, I was
Gotcha.
joking.
Nobody's looking each other in the eyes
Yeah.
anymore. It's just awkwardness for the rest of the
Oh, and
plane
the guy,
ride.
the tour manager, confesses that he steals from them.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, if
yeah.
I steal a couple bucks here and there, it's because I earned it. Okay.
I'm doing a good job. They're like, really?
Yeah,
Okay,
like,
whatever.
So
Uh,
then you see them. They've exited the plane and they're walking down the what's that called? Like the tunnel.
It's just
The
like a
tarm-
yeah,
oh, yeah,
no, it's
the-
just like
in
a
the
tunnel
airport.
Yeah, it's
on
like
the
a-
way to
the
like
connector,
airport
the
tunnel.
connecting
Baggage
tunnel,
claim,
right?
Yeah, something like that.
And
I feel like it was
it's
at
crickets.
LAX.
No one's talking. No one's
No.
looking at each other. It's almost
No.
like just walks of shame.
Yeah,
Everyone.
William
it's
throws
a
up.
walk of
William throws
shame.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pukes in the trash can.
And then they get to a point, and the band moves up, but then Russell and William, they kind of like look at each other, and this is where Russell tells William, "Write what you want."
Yeah.
Like basically all.
Yeah, write whatever you want.
Mhm.
I'll
Like-
vouch for you. It's fine.
Yeah.
Earlier in the movie, he says, "Just make us look cool.
Mm.
Like whatever you write, just make us look like
Yeah.
we know our shit and we're cool." And now he's just like, just write whatever you want.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore. I'll vouch for you.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
So yeah, I also back at that couples dinner. That's when William tells the band, "Hey, you guys do get the cover.
Uh-huh.
We didn't."
Oh,
we-
yeah.
We
I feel like they told him not to tell, and then he told immediately. Right?
Well, they needed to know at that point because they're gonna do a photo shoot.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, that's right. You're right.
So then William is sitting just at an airport terminal, just
I know.
tired.
I was confused by that. Like, why are
Yeah.
you there?
I
But
feel
that
like
was
he
he
was
just
probably
got
waiting to go
home?
home. He was probably waiting to go home. No,
And well,
like,
he probably just wanted to rest after everyone.
Do you think he was
dying.
in San Diego, or do you think he was
I
at
think
an
they were in
airport?
San
No, I think
Francisco.
they were, yeah. They were
Okay, so he
somewhere
was
else.
in a different
Because
city.
they were going.
catching
Wasn't
a
that
flight.
to go to the photo shoot?
Yeah, they were in San Francisco, so he could go to Rolling Stone
okay,
to meet with
okay.
them,
Yeah.
and then I think to do the photo shoot and all that.
Right.
But at the airport, he runs into his sister, right?
Yeah.
Or is that after? No,
No,
it's
that's-
after Rolling Stone that he runs into his sister at the airport, right? Or
Is
is
it?
it? I don't. I feel like.
No.
I think it's
No,
before.
it is.
I think it's before.
No, I think he had already been betrayed by Russell at that point.
Oh yes, you're right. You're right.
Okay, so he
it
goes
was
to
after-
Rolling Stone.
Yeah, it goes to Rolling Stone. Tells them
because
the
they
big
have been
story.
demanding his story. They,
Mhm.
they want to publish it, and he hasn't been sending them any updates.
Oh yeah, and they're like, go ahead and go to use the mojo at the blah blah wherever
Yeah.
the mojo is. They're like, what's the
Mhm.
mojo? Or is that what they called
They
it?
called it. Yeah, they called
It's
it
like a
Mojo.
transcribed.
It was
Yeah.
like the earliest.
It's almost like a
version
fax
of email or
machine.
something,
Yeah.
or a fax
Yeah.
And
machine.
it only
Yeah.
takes 18 minutes a page.
18 minutes?
Yeah.
I thought that was so funny.
Yeah. Well, you
Now
got
that we
instant
have
messaging
instant-
now.
Yeah.
That was funny. And then
So he shows up with his crumpled up post
Well, he had given them those notes, and she was like trying to decipher all
the
of
fact checker.
Yeah,
the fact checker.
Yeah.
But they find out in that moment that he's only 15.
Yeah.
They're like, what the
Mhm.
hell? Who the fuck are you?
He just
Yeah.
shows up. Yep,
Oh,
it's me.
It's me.
And we
Ta-da,
missed the
surprise.
part where William's mom gets on the phone with Russell and
Yeah.
basically like chews him out.
Oh yeah,
And
that
she
was
tells-
earlier.
She also tells Russell she is 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
And-
like, "Hmm?"
And what are you doing with your life? You're better than this. Like she's giving a rock star
Yeah,
lecture.
that's
you
right.
know?
And it like really affects him.
Yeah,
He's
he's
like,
like, Mom freaked me
Your
out,
mom
man.
freaked me out. So
Everybody said that
Yeah.
about his mom.
'Cause that comes into play later.
Yeah, but
Like,
the bellman at the desk or the
Yeah.
front desk guy says your mom freaks me out.
yeah.
I think that one, he's the guy.
Dude,
What's his from
Eric Stone
Modern-
Street.
Eric Stone Street from
is
Modern
the-
Family.
From Modern
Oh,
Family.
yeah. So
Cam.
young.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, that is him.
Is that one of the dads, the gay dads?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Not the ginger. The other one.
The one who
The
looks like
football
that guy.
coach.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Fun fact, he's a Chiefs fan.
So then the fact checker
that fun?
is
Is
really
it?
like,
Very fun.
she's a bitch for sure. The fact checker is a bitch.
Oh yeah, she's like, you're an idiot. You're a waste of time.
Yeah.
You're
She's
full of
fact checking
shit."
a kid's shit. You know
No,
what I mean?
but
She's
even the
probably
other
like, damn
shit.
it.
Yeah, she's
I
probably like, of course it sucks. It's a
Yeah,
little kid.
come on,
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
15-year-old kid getting to do this, and I don't. Come on.
So she comes back after fact checking because he thinks it's going to be all cool. And she says the band denied everything.
Yeah, because that's when
Everything.
he came with his full story, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
they were all,
full
they
story.
loved it. They loved everything about it. They were
Mhm.
jazzed.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yeah, dude, Russell said no. It was all lies.
All
Everything
lies.
was lies.
I
Well,
knew
you
it was
show
full
it.
of
They
shit.
show a little clip too of them on the phone, and then the singer tells Russell, you said I'm a golden god. I didn't
Oh,
say
yeah,
that.
they
I
said that.
wouldn't
He's
say
He's
that.
like
that?
the
Yeah.
chicks are great.
Yeah.
He's like, I never. He's like, I sound like an idiot.
I sound like
Yeah.
an idiot.
The band fighting and breaking up all the time. We sound like amateurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was all bummed out about it, and then Russell's like, "You are a dick, or you would
Yeah.
you are a asshole."
So
Sound like a dick.
the story does not get published. I imagine they don't get the cover because they
No,
don't have
yeah,
a story.
they don't have a story. They don't get a cover, and
Yeah.
William is at home sulking,
Yeah,
sad,
he's
depressed.
devastated.
Well,
Yeah.
he runs into his
devastated.
sister at the airport, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Let's go hang out. We can
We
do
can go
anything we
anywhere.
want,
Anywhere."
anywhere.
Yeah.
Like she's a stewardess; she can fly them
It's
anywhere."
probably like Morocco. Let's
Yeah.
go to Morocco. I
Oh
thought he was
shit,
gonna say
that would have
Morocco.
been so desperate. And then
Follow her to Morocco,
Yeah.
loser.
There go
Ta-da.
my sister. But they end up home.
Yeah,
He just
he
wants
just
to
wants
go
He just wants to go home.
He's a 15-year-old boy.
Mhm.
He's been away from home for months now.
Yeah.
He's missed everything. He even missed his graduation,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
weird, right?
Weird that the mom still went to
Yeah.
the graduation when her son was not graduating.
Yeah, and when I was watching that scene, I was like, does she expect him to like suddenly show
yeah.
up?
Yeah.
Ta-da!
I
I'm here,
made it.
Mom.
I made it.
Like,
I
yeah.
promised.
Weird. I agree.
Wasn't she a teacher though? Was she a
Yeah.
teacher
Okay,
at that
also,
school?
No,
what is
I
he
didn't think
graduating
so.
at 15? This just occurred to me.
Remember
Because
because
he
smart.
skipped
He
grades.
skipped 2 grades.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Remember the beginning
All
of
He
this
right.
thought he
talk?
was 13 when he was 11.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he thought he was
Just
13.
checking
Or
you guys, quizzing you guys.
We passed.
It's
yes.
okay.
That was the quiz.
That was my quiz.
Yeah.
That was the quiz.
You all passed.
All right.
So then the mother and the daughter have a tearful, awkward reunion
Mhm.
where the mother says, "I forgive you," and the daughter's like, "I didn't
I
apologize."
didn't apologize.
But she's clearly happy to
Yeah.
be,
Mhm.
good with her mom again. So then they're at home, and he's
Sad,
sulking.
Finally gets to lay in his own bed,
Sleeps
though.
in
Yeah.
for
In
days.
his matching curtain, bed sheet, and even on the chair. I don't know if you saw the
I did not
matching.
catch that at all.
I was like, wow.
We look
didn't
at
catch
different
that.
things.
That's so funny.
But you know how good it is to lay on your own bed after being away from it for so long?
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
That's a good nap
This
right
is
there.
very true.
Good sleep.
And then we see, right? It cuts to Russell picking up the phone.
They're going back on tour now.
Mm-hmm. On a no more planes
no
tour.
airplanes tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're back on the bus because they had that crazy experience. So now he sees what's her name, Feruza
Balk. They're at they're eating.
They're at their next tour
somewhere.
stop. Yeah, and she basically tells him, "You're a piece of shit, man. Like,
I can't believe you did that.
You
to
did
William.
that to William.
He's
Like,
a good
and
kid.
everybody knows you did it. Even Penny.
Yeah.
Even Penny knows you're a piece of shit. So
she
he's
said
like,
even Penny Lane.
Yeah.
Even Penny Lane.
So he was
knows.
like, dang, I gotta do something. So then his go-to is call Penny Lane.
Call Penny Lane,
Yeah.
and she picks up. So he had the number,
Mhm.
and she's just quiet. She doesn't even say hello, and he just talks, and he's like, "I just need to see you." I don't remember what else he said. If he said he was sorry, or if he just needed to talk to her.
Face to face. I need to see you face
Yeah.
to face.
Yeah.
We're better together, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something
like that.
sappy that she was like, ugh.
Yeah.
So then you see her pick up a book, like to give him an address. When clearly, you don't need a book to give your own address.
Yeah, for sure.
And then he shows up at William's house.
Mhm.
She's like, yeah, come see me.
Yep.
Here's my
Yeah.
address, and gives
Mm-hmm.
him William's address.
Yep.
And the mom answers the door, and she knows, oh, it's you.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah.
You're the famous blah blah.
I like his shock, like,
Where am I?
okay.
Where
am I?
Is she
Is
here?
she
Yeah,
Is he
yeah.
here? And the sister's like, me?
Yeah.
I know. She even like does a little pose.
The mom's all, who? Anita? She's here.
Yeah.
He starts looking around the house and like, oh, there's William. That's the I'm
Oh,
in his
no.
house.
Well, he sees the pictures,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
baby pictures. Yeah.
He's like, oh, damn.
Aw, damn.
She got me.
So he goes to William's room, and they have a little talk.
A little chit chat.
Mhm.
And William gets his interview. I
Yep.
feel
Finally
like.
gets his interview.
Finally.
And then he tells William that, yes, I called Rolling Stone and said everything was
I
true.
verified all those facts.
Yeah. Everything was true. And then tells him something like, oh, you should call Penny. You guys live
Yeah.
in the same town.
Which is crazy.
Yeah,
a
I
little
agree.
crazy.
I thought that was
fact to
weird.
know.
They discovered that at the very beginning.
Well, they did, but I
that-
thought it was
Yeah.
weird that he said, oh, you should hang out with her. You guys are in the same town. I thought that was weird because he
He-
knew that he liked her.
Well, he
too.
clearly knows now he doesn't have a chance with Penny Lane
Oh,
anymore because
okay.
she sent him to go
Away.
to Russell, or I mean to William,
Mhm.
instead of to her. So obviously
Mhm.
she's done.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, obviously you're in love with this girl. Maybe try. You should. You're in the same town. Why
Let's
not?
talk to you. You guys spend a lot of time together.
Yeah, you
guys
guys
know
are-
each other.
At least you guys are still really good friends. Like, why
Mhm.
wouldn't you be hanging out? You know. So he sees the power of their friendship they have, or whatever, and he's trying to push him towards it. I think.
I thought it was more just like he wanted to make amends with Penny. Like, yeah, he obviously missed her, but he wanted to make amends and, like, fix it, say sorry, whatever. But she was like, this is who you actually need to make amends with, because this is who you fucked over more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
how I
that
saw
is
it.
also
You
very
fucked-
true, but I think it was also her way of saying,
No, thank you.
yeah, we're done.
We're done here.
Because she could have said, hey, you need to
I
apologize
almost
to him,
killed
but
myself
also
because
come
of
see
you.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
that's
you know.
fair.
You
That's
know?
fair. But he would have never gone to him, I feel like.
No,
I don't
No,
think
that's
he
what
would
he
have
would've-
either.
I
But
think
he
he would've
already
called.
had done the interview thing, like said, oh,
He
the
had
interview's
fixed it,
real.
yeah.
And he had already done that not knowing he was going there. So that was a way of him to let him know, like,
I
I'm not a
think he
total
only-
douchebag.
Yeah.
I think he only did that after Feruza
once-
told him that William saved her
Yeah.
life that night.
And that
Oh,
everybody knows
yeah.
that he's a little bitch.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Little
yeah.
bitch.
Little
we have to enunciate that.
Well, because he said it. We copied him. And that's pretty much the end of the
Yeah,
story.
that's pretty
Like,
much
they show her going off to Morocco, Penny Lane going off to Morocco.
With her 15 half-used tickets, whatever that was.
And then that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
end of the movie.
That's pretty much, that's it.
And it just
all
tells
she
us
wrote.
a little glimpse into this kid's life, and we get to guess the rest of it.
Yeah.
You got to be a rock star for a while. Got to hang out with the rock stars.
Get to hang out
So,
with the rock
so
stars.
so I know
life.
how you, hate endings that don't have a definitive ending. How do you feel about this one?
No, I like this ending. I feel like it had a good ending because it shows her going away off to Neverland.
And she's
then-
also still really young, and now she's going to
Yeah.
go to a foreign country. But whatever.
Yeah,
She's
that's
Penny Lane.
true.
She can figure
She's
anything
Penny
out.
Lane.
She's Penny Lane.
Penny Lane.
She'll find some band
Yeah,
to follow.
she's-
her.
Moroccan band. I don't know what they do.
I think they do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
I
Nailed
definitely
it.
would not have done that when I was 16. No fucking way. Was I going to
No.
Morocco?
She's
God,
on
no.
for an adventure. She's one of
Yeah,
those people who are
she's
just up for
just
adventures.
for it.
Probably has the
And then by
wanderlust.
yourself too? No.
Yeah.
That's how you get
No.
kidnapped.
Yup. Sex
She's
trafficked.
probably the one to pull some stuff too. She just has a few tricks up her sleeves too.
Do they speak English in Morocco?
They speak Moroccan.
They speak Moroccan.
Is
for
Moroccan
sure.
I don't know. I'm
language?
just kidding. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Moroccan.
All
I
right.
don't know.
So do you have a quiz or something?
I do not, because this isn't my movie, but I do have some facts about this movie that I didn't get to tell you guys during
Fact
it.
checker.
So
Fact checker.
originally, Billy Crudup, I believe is
All
not
right, not Billy Zane.
wasn't gonna
Which
be
one's not
Russell, but it was supposed to be Brad Pitt.
Oh,
Oh, I'm so glad
Brad
it was
Pitt
not
was
Brad
supposed
Pitt.
to be.
Yeah, Brad Pitt's in this movie.
A young Brad Pitt
different
wouldn't have
feel.
been awful.
But
I
he-
don't think he would have been as good.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I would have liked to see Brad Pitt.
I think
A
this guy
young
did.
Brad
think
Pitt.
We're talking about
would
Russell,
be
right?
Yeah.
a different
Yeah.
feel with
Yeah,
Brad Pitt.
different feel.
Yeah.
And
It would
but
have been good if he was a
dropped out,
country
so he
guy,
ended up
maybe.
taking it. But also, Kate Hudson was supposed to play his sister, William's sister, so
Oh.
Zoe Deschanel's part.
Mm.
But there was a girl named Sarah Polly. I don't know if you guys know who she is. I
Nope.
don't.
Uh-uh.
She was supposed to be Penny Lane,
I wanna
and
look at
she
her.
dropped out.
Sarah Polly.
So they gave.
Wow, I
Kate
wonder
Hudson.
why so many people dropped out.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, this is gonna
That
be
was
a
because
sucky movie.
like a scheduling conflict or
Oh,
something.
okay.
I don't know why Brad Pitt dropped out, but
Was Brad Pitt already like
Interesting.
Brad Pitt by then?
I mean it was in 2000.
2000,
right?
yeah,
he was for
probably.
sure
yeah,
already
Sarah
there.
Penny
Polly.
Lane?
So she dropped out.
That's a good
of
thing.
Being Penny Lane.
Oh, that's a good thing.
I don't know who that is. I feel like I should know who
dropped out
that is.
and no one ever hired her
I've seen it
again.
before.
I don't know if
I mean-
you can zoom in on that, but you know.
Nice.
Her boobs.
Nice. Yeah,
You're
now you know
welcome.
we
Zoom in
like.
on
You just
that.
gotta show the left boob because that's the one that Penny Lane shows.
Oh my god, I love that you know which boob it was. I
I
did
was
not know.
just a total guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I had a
like
50-50 shot, dude.
I didn't pause
I
it.
think it was
nine
actually
times
her
at
right
all.
one.
It's her left.
It's
No,
her right
it's her left
one.
boob, for sure.
I don't know.
Because she's facing this way.
Nah, she's
Yeah, it's
facing the
left boob.
camera and it's her
Oh,
left
He
boob.
totally knows.
Nailed
he
it.
knows.
It
It's
had a
left.
little L on it.
Yeah.
That's her right.
That's her right boob. She shows this boob over there.
But I was saying when I zoomed in on her, this was her right boob.
Let me see it again.
Never mind.
Oh yeah. Oh, I
Can we
remember
see
now.
that again?
Yeah.
Okay, one more little fact I have is that plane ride was rumored to be about Alice Cooper, his band. That actually happened to them.
So they
Oh,
all hated
wow.
Alice Cooper?
I think he means the turbulence.
Yeah, like the
part.
turbulence
Like,
part,
and then
oh,
them
my
spilling the
God.
But
beans
they
about
probably,
stuff.
like
Yeah.
But
had
I don't
some-
think it,
The-
word
It was
for word
probably
would happen,
different
but it was
confessions.
them confessing things.
I'm
Yeah.
so curious what their confessions were. Did
Yeah.
they have a book? I'm gonna go
We'll
look
never-
it up.
Yeah, I think he does actually. Yeah,
Alice
I'm not sure.
Cooper. He's like
And
long.
this
scraggly
movie
hair.
won
Yeah.
an Oscar for Best Original
Oh,
Screenplay.
it did. I didn't know that.
Oh.
Well, yeah,
Hmm.
awesome.
Very good.
And
I
that
did not
is
know
all
that.
the notes I have.
I do like the I did like the movie overall, like the storyline. I liked the story. I enjoyed the story.
Yeah.
Did you
So
like
should we
the
talk
story?
about who's taking it?
Okay,
Sure.
If we're taking it, Grant, you want to start?
Okay. This I remember seeing it back in the day, and I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. And I, again, watching it, the older eyes, I guess, it's still such a good. I think it is a great screenplay. There's nothing I really pick out a part that's really wrong with it, or like story wise or anything like that. I think it was cast really well, and everyone played their part really well. And the 70s were fucking cool. Like to be part of that, if those bands were part of that like new rock and roll era, it must have been such a cool thing to be doing and be part of if you grew up in that era and stuff like that. So
It does seem like it was super cool to
Yeah.
to be part of it.
yeah,
And
the
everything was
right.
like minimalized too. It wasn't everything that had to be so big and gaudy and everything. It was like so simple.
Yeah, like people really did enjoy the music and whatever
Mhm.
songs they were, and musicians were really good at being
Mhm.
musicians.
Yes, none of this auto tune stuff.
Yeah, none of this
Oh.
like over. They had to really record these songs live like
Live.
that. They had multi-track recording by then too, but still,
Mhm.
like these were back then. It was just a different era of musicianship and rock and roll. That first stuff, like It was all new. And I think this movie captures all of that really well. And I really do enjoy this movie, and I am taking this with me to my island.
Nice.
It would have been crazy if you built it up like that and said no.
Yeah.
All right, Joel.
Oh, you want me to go? Okay.
We're going to go in a circle.
So I initially, when you picked it, I thought I hadn't seen this movie. So watching it, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I remember that. Like Grant said, it's very well cast. You know, all of those people play their parts and play it very well. Watching this made me realize that Christina for sure has a type of movie she enjoys. Feels like
good movies. I do.
she,
It's true. I like good
I think
movies.
she was born in the wrong time. Is what I'm
I
saying.
was actually born in 79.
Yeah,
so.
but I mean, I think you wanted to be born like in the 60s to live through the 70s. You know?
Right.
Like I was born in the 80s, but I'm a 90s kid. I feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's
I'm
when I
just
was
kidding.
really
I know I
alive.
wasn't in the 70s.
And that's why 90s music is like my favorite still to this day. You know, that's besides the point. Anyways, yeah, this movie's friggin' great, dude. Like everything about it. I will definitely take this one.
Okay. Nice.
I mean, I don't know what else I can say that's different from what Grant said. Like the music is fantastic. Like it must have been so rad to be part of that. Can you imagine going to a Led Zeppelin concert or a Black Sabbath concert?
Imagine.
Like when those albums came out, bro, that shit would have blown your mind, dude.
Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, and you know, are all playing
Hendrix.
together.
Dude,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
crazy stuff.
And that was just like a normal concert.
like
back
we
then.
will never get like obviously there's good bands now, but like dude,
It was just
They
different. And like you said,
made rock
their
and roll,
music, their
yeah.
instruments, their voices, it was all, it was
Yeah,
real.
It was real. It was
people
really
couldn't
now
fake it.
want to
Yeah.
play like them. You know what I mean? Like you want to be like Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. You want to be like Jimi Hendrix. You know,
Even
you want...
still now you want to be like them.
Oh,
yeah, that's
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like those are the guys. You know, you want to play like Eddie Van Halen. You want to play like those guys. You know, but we don't have that shit anymore.
I'm sure there are some we can think of, but those are like people still want to be
those
like
are
them.
those are legends.
Yeah.
The riffs that they came up with and their originality still people can't match today.
I think the closest for us is like a Slash or something.
I
you know
was
what
thinking
mean?
that
Like,
too.
or the dude from Tom Morello, I think his name is, from Rage.
Mm-hmm.
Like stuff like that. I think those are the closest we have in our time because I can't think of any like amazing guitarist. You know,
He's
now
a good guitarist.
Yeah.
Tom Morello.
Zach Wilde and Daryl, Dimebag Daryl.
Like
You know,
are
those-
they the same time? I guess. Yeah.
They're the modern.
Yeah, in those times,
guys,
I
I
guess.
guess.
Yeah.
Definitely modern.
You-
They're
you're
not
right.
way back then. But Joel liked it.
Yeah, I did like it.
All right.
Mhm.
What about you, Ange?
I went back and forth. So while I watched the movie, you know, I enjoyed it. I didn't not enjoy it. And I love Kate Hudson. Real big fan.
You haven't mentioned
it. Yeah.
I'm really
Hate her.
Big fan of her left side.
And then after watching it, I was like, you know, it was a good time. I really enjoyed watching it. But after I felt like, you know, would I want to watch this again? I don't think so. I think I'm good with the one time, second time actually, because I watched it.
Only one other time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I did not buy the DVD or watch it again.
Okay.
Again, not a big movie
She's
rewatcher.
not.
You have said
I'm
that
really
many
not.
times.
That's true.
Yeah. But then as we've been sitting here talking about it and rehashing the scenes, the airplane scene was great. The running into a wall, so I had a little slapstick, had a little, you know, romance. I think for now I'm gonna change it and I'm gonna take it.
Wow.
But-
Taking it to
Yeah.
your island.
So,
Well, I'll come to your island and watch it with you.
but not my other movies.
No. There's most of the other ones I will leave the island for.
Since we've watched a couple movies that Angie hasn't liked in a row, she was like, "This is a goddamn treat watching this movie compared to the other shit you've made me watch."
I don't even remember the last one.
The last one was Huckabee.
Oh, yeah.
So she,
Grant.
Oh, yeah.
you know,
It's all the same. We are one. We are one.
We are one.
I get it.
We are
We're
the
reviewing
blanket.
movies. We're reviewing
We're
movies. But
all
yes,
one.
this
all right,
was
all right.
nice.
Yeah, okay. Well, I like the movie. I love the story. I love the era. Yes, Joel, I think I
What?
do. I think I do like the 70s, 60s, and 70s for sure. Love the music. I mean, just the soundtrack alone. You could take it to your island and just put it on to listen to it.
Sure.
But I love the story. I love all the scenes in between too. The little ones that we didn't talk about, how the groupies would get together and do all these funny things too. I thought that was fun. Like when the girl was like, "I see your aura. It's purple," and she's like, "What?" And so he's talking to his mom.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I love you too," and they're like, "What?"
That's
Like
not
all
what
these little
we
things
just
in
met.
between too. All those things that we said, there was a lot of other things too. So just a fun story. And now that I know that it's actually a true story, it's even better. So I will definitely be taking this to my island.
All right.
That's the first
The
one.
first all
the first
four.
movie to make it all four islands.
You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody.
Yeah, dude, I'll be completely honest. After I watched it, you think about it, and I was settled I wasn't going to take it.
I can vouch. I'm very surprised by him taking it today.
And
That's me.
in typical me fashion, I started looking into it and reading into
so
it.
funny that he gets
And that's
swayed by
when-
these fun facts.
Yeah.
And, like you said, like knowing that this is actual Cameron Crowe's like life story kind of was like, damn, that's fucking tight. This dude lived that life. You know what I mean? Because it looks like it's a damn movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
it does look like a movie.
it
And
looks
it
like
looked like
somebody
it was a
made
good
that
time.
story up,
Mhm.
and knowing that most of these things actually happened to him, like that recorder, that is his real recorder. He really had that
I
dumb
mean,
fucking thing.
It is like they say, like the events are probably, what do they say? Events are dramatized
Embellished.
or something?
Embellished,
Yeah,
like,
for
but
entertainment
over-exaggerated.
purposes.
No, dude, like hearing it was all pretty much real shit, like almost exactly to how it
I
happened.
love that it's true. I had no idea. I just like the movie.
And
this
it
whole
just
time.
to me was like, all right, that makes this movie go from a 7 in my eyes to a 9. You know, like
Wow.
how cool.
I feel like it was even lower than
It
that.
probably was.
It was like a
It was a 5.
Yes.
It probably was.
He's being
I
Joel nice
I
tonight.
think I even told her I don't think
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
did.
take it to my island.
And I was like, what
And
are you talking
that's one of
about?
the
This
few
is
times
fun.
I've ever
Fun.
said it beforehand because I never tell her my
Yeah, he
my game
doesn't.
plan.
And now he was lying the whole time.
Yeah,
Haha,
gotcha.
Sucker.
All right, so
Whose turn is it? Who's next?
So just another couple things is
Your turn.
we are going to have like a list of all of our movies
Mhm.
that we've taken.
Are we gonna?
And we're gonna put it right on
on
Angie's head.
Angie's head. Okay.
I don't
Are
love
we
that.
gonna have a little
Because,
list right here? in
we
front
we
of
could
us?
do that.
That'd
However,
be kind of cool, like a tabletop
however you want.
version. Oh.
because we plan to take only 20, and
Well,
me
Joel's
and
playing.
Grant are rapidly running that number very high. I think you're at 12 and I'm at 11 or 13 and
Oh, I
12.
thought I had more.
You're gonna
You
have to
do.
start
You have one more than
removing
me.
soon.
Okay.
And Angie and Christina are also playing this game. They're also here.
We're
They're
just
here.
way more.
We don't need to
picky.
keep theirs
We
on
don't
there.
like everything.
They have a boring
Yeah.
island.
Yeah. Good lord.
Actually, mine is very diverse. So very random. Yeah.
So yeah,
Blink
that's the
twice,
game
Starship
plan. You know,
Troopers.
now that you
Blink
can
twice.
see our faces and you can see things, so we will let you see the list.
You can now see our list.
You can see the list and make fun of how sad Angie's list is.
Why am I being bullied right now?
I don't know.
They both have the same
Christina's
small
list is
list.
also
yeah.
small.
They have boring islands.
Christina's list is even smaller. I think
Then
she's
it's-
only got
So
4.
you should have bullied her.
I thought.
You can see how lame Christina's
It's
list
There
is.
you go.
I am
Thank you.
particular. I like to only
You can
good
see
movies.
all of her picks,
Ooh.
only the movies she picks. She thinks.
No, I think that's not true.
Boring.
That's not true.
No,
I
you
think
took-
I picked one of
You
Grant's.
took one of mine.
I think it
too.
was
Oh,
the
yours.
Western.
You took Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah,
and
I took
Tombstone.
Tombstone.
Yeah.
So there, Joel, and I picked your Guardians too.
So really what you're saying
Wait,
here
did
is
we
you
already do
haven't taken
Guardians?
any of
Yeah.
mine.
Okay.
She definitely did. Nah.
Yeah, and you.
Never.
I don't think I ever went to the movies with you when we were young.
We did. We saw Titanic together.
Did we?
Yeah.
So I need to
wow.
pick more movies that are bad.
We also saw Beauty and the Beast. I remember that vividly
Okay,
because it was.
I don't
I love
remember
that
that one.
movie.
Okay, so it's my
All right.
pick.
Well, yeah.
And I'm going to pick and hope that you haven't seen it because you tend to see movies that I think no one's seen.
Oh, it's a
Right.
new movie.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna. I think that's gonna be my trend. I think
Okay.
that's my thing. Novocaine.
I have not seen
Yes!
Where? What's that on?
So it's on Paramount Plus. It just
Okay.
came out.
it. It just
Yeah.
came out, yeah, not too long ago. And I
Mhm.
almost
Very
did go
excited to
see
see
it, but I just didn't have the time.
Yeah.
So
It was between Novocaine or Mickey 17.
I've
'cause
heard
I-
of Big 17.
What
I don't
is
think I've seen
that?
one either.
It's
I
got
don't
Batman
know
in
what's.
it.
I have no idea what this is at all.
So
Probably.
No
Novocaine
clue.
is about a guy
Someone's
who
getting-
can't
It's like
feel
a-
pain.
going to the
we
dentist.
watched the trailer for it the other day.
It's
the
a
guy
dentist
who
movie.
can't feel pain.
A lot of teeth get knocked out.
I
with
remember
Dennis
this.
Quaid's
Were we at your
son,
house
or
when we
Randy
did this?
Quaid's son? one of the Quaids. He's a Quaid.
Okay.
You're
Not a
talking about
Quaalude.
Novocaine to
Yeah,
her?
it's Novocaine.
Okay.
And
I'll
then
have to look it
he
up.
like
I kind of remember.
goes on a
It's
date
based on
with
a
a
true
girl.
story about the history of Novocaine. I'm just kidding.
He goes on a date with a
that
girl
sounds
and he like
boring.
falls for her and then she gets kidnapped or something. Something happens to her and he can't feel pain.
And it's a straight to.
No,
No,
it was in the theater.
It was
Oh,
in the,
okay,
but it
okay.
just
It literally
came out
just
on
came out to
streaming.
Paramount.
It was like until I saw it was released, it was gonna be we were gonna have to rent it. But I was like, dude, I think we can all afford a rental.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So now, but bonus, it's free.
Yay.
Streaming on Paramount Plus.
All right.
For my pick, we're gonna have to go to the movies. Sorry.
Really?
Let's go
Okay.
to the movies.
She
Are we gonna do
did
it
a
together?
dirty face to you. She does not want to go to the movies.
I do not like going to the movies.
Really?
I like going to movies.
I do too.
But it'll be a fun trip.
I
like
used to love
once
it,
in a
hate it
while. I
now.
don't want to go all the time.
I like going all the time.
Yeah.
I do want to see Stitch. And
With
I
so many
will
people who
probably
don't
see
go to
that.
movies, when you go to a movie, it's like your own
See,
little
that one I
theater
would
now.
wait for Disney.
Mhm.
We'll see.
All right,
Do
well,
what's up, busy I am.
Thanks
With
for
that
tuning
said,
in to our first podcast with a video.
Here we
Oh,
are.
Oh, jazz hands. Jazz hands. Tune in next week where we break down Novocaine.
Yep, Novocaine.
And
Novocaine.
tell us if you would take Almost Famous to your island.
Obviously you would.
Like, you probably, maybe you have to marinate.
I
them.
changed my mind. I don't want to take it.
Aloha.
All right, peace out.
Later.